What's up with you? What's up with you? Are we looking at early in the morning? Catching up on this Cheyenne Bryant situation. I've seen it a couple of times. Um, seen her on Shannon Sharp. I seen her on Cam, Jennifer Hudson. So she's been making the rounds. Relationship, life coach, all of these different names. You see a lot of her when it comes to women summits, when it comes to women situations. Back this thing up. Man, I tell you, bro, some of this stuff, this internet stuff, you see a lot of her when it comes to women summits. I'm looking at her right now. She's talking to Shamar Moore. Says he has no desire to get married, refers to his girlfriend as his partner in crime. Yeah, so she's around that crowd, an older crowd. I'd say over 30. I'm sure she has young people, but she's shade room. There's nothing to see her. Um, there's a controversy about whether she's a doctor. And the interesting thing was the Dr. Phil and the Dr. Oz, and there's countless others. There's countless other people that you could cite. What about their credentials? I mean, I have no idea. I don't know anything about, I know Dr. Phil, I know he calls himself a doctor, or he's called a doctor, and Dr. Oz. They call themselves that. I have no idea. I haven't checked their background, and people were bringing that up because her background is being researched. People are digging into her background now. I don't, like I said, she does a lot of. It's interesting too. No, it's so much to this story because you need to be a credible person. You do need to be all of that. I get that. But everybody now is concerned about, her degree. Are you serious? Have you been on YouTube? Have you seen social media? What's that with Dr. Dre? Dr. Dre, he wasn't a doctor. So are you, so, and I don't know, you would have to talk to her or talk to the people who know her. I don't know how much that's emphasized. Life coach, you don't necessarily have to be a doctor. The advice matters. Um, and she's got a niche. She's deep dug in black female community. She's dug in deep there. Um, gives them a lot of advice, and they receive it. You know, are you asking me? What I think? That's not. I don't like. Too much talking. Just not my thing. I don't like all that talk. Also, relationships really, they're not that complicated. I think people overcomplicate. If I see her with a picture with Maya, right? Maya's thick too, man. Maya thicker than her. Yeah, Maya got her beat, man. I'm looking at the Maya photo. Maya got her beat by a mile, not even close. Yeah, and see when you tend to take that type of content in, what's the point? What's the point in having that type of content? I'm looking at all the hip hop people. You got Maya, Shamar Moore, Cam Newton. I'm looking at this right now. She's got a book signing. She's going around. Um, it's a It seems like a woman's forum, like Miami Book Signing, Roots Books and Culture. In Miami, what are they trying to achieve? And I see her at the game. She's got on the boots. Now, yeah, it's going to be criticism because, you're dealing with somebody who's more of a recluse or a bookworm, yet you, at these games, you're hanging out with these guys, all of these types of, these social people. It's a social scene. And, she's motivating. She's motivational, my fault. There you go. And she's written books. But see, now you're talking to a different type of dude. Now, see, me, I'm different. See, I say I've always said you can't get nothing out of a book. I always say that you can't get no game out of the book. I got to give me another channel too, man, because I don't really want a pop game over here because it's just a different crowd. But it's just a different crowd, man. Um, you can't pop game out of a book. A book is a good read, good conversation. It's a good, you can relax with a book, but ain't no such thing as you got your game out of book. Can't get your game out of book. It don't work that way. You got to be out there. You got to have 10 toes on the ground and you got to be out there. And your success is the women you bring back. Fuck all the talking. Actions speak louder than word. When you show up with enough women following you home, in your bed, in your life, that's your success. All that books and stuff, book after book. And you see these dudes. And you see how these men and women, but you see this YouTube stuff. These dudes be writing these books. What is that gonna do? What is a book gonna do? It ain't gonna change nothing. Nothing, man. It ain't gonna change nothing. You're just prolonging the inevitable. And that's why I don't. So, but you got to understand, I'm a different type of dude. I know that I already been down that path. I know it's foolishness. Now, if you talking about making some money, pressing paper up and stuff, yeah, you're right. Then you need to write the book and all of that, and go on tour, promote the book, and and yeah, it'll return some money. I guess. So from that perspective, I can't disagree with. Now, when you say Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz, what's the difference? Well, for me, I don't see a difference. I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked up their backgrounds. Perhaps they are both doctors. Perhaps both of them are. But they are people who comment on life, and they do it now. You can't. This is the social media time, but the Dr. Phil, and Dr. Oz, they do the TV shows, morning TV shows, and they give advice to some degree. They give out waivers about the advice they're giving, but they give out advice. I haven't ever seen a Dr. Phil, or I've never seen the show. I think I saw Dr. Phil. He had Bad Baby or Bad Barbie on there back in the day. I saw it on YouTube. I never seen the Dr. Phil show. I never had the time to sit there and listen to Dr. Phil. And as far as Dr. Oz, other than changing the channel, and you see that panel, a bunch of people in scrubs, I don't even really know who that guy is. So when you say Cheyenne, why isn't she? Why are black people coming at her so hard? They gave Dr. Phil a pass. They did. They did. They did. But like I said, credibility matters. And as far as doing what they're doing, I would agree. She's pretty much doing what they're doing. I wouldn't know really. I don't keep up with them. But yeah, I see this person now, and all of a sudden, all of this, and she's an older woman. Um, I don't know, man. How old is Doctor? Let me see. How old is Cheyenne Bryant? Let me see. I'm interested in that now. Someone said the female Kevin Samuels. Everybody wants to be Kevin Samuels, bro. Her age 43. She's 43 and she's talking to Shannon Sharp. We saw Shannon Sharp's situation. We saw what happened to Shannon Sharp. Didn't wasn't Ray J a client? And he went to jail. Cam Newton's got about 8 baby mamas. He look at his hat. Look at the way he wears his hat. Complete. In the real world, he's a clown. Now, is he got money? And this is my thing. The Negroes who defend people like Cam Newton. Cam Newton's a dirtbag. He's a dirtbag. You know what? And I'm just saying, these Negroes, they so desperate to try to have a hero. Cam Newton? Well, she's down there talking to him, and it's a waste of time. Ray J, he's complete waste of time. Shannon, he's a waste of time. And she's been on all of those shows, and she's been on the other shows, and she makes a run, and she gives you her opinion, she gives you her thoughts, and she's dug in deep in the Black community within the females, and it's a lot of these women they go to these seminars, and it's sad, man, because they think that that's going to change the direction they're going. It's not. It's not. You're going to be. You're going to have a lot of opinions, and you're going to be told that it's okay to be single, it's okay to be independent. Go get yourself a cup of coffee, live in your happiness, move away. And you don't want to do that. No, what I'm saying, you don't want to do that. At a certain age, if you're, probably I'd say if you're at her age, you 43, maybe you need to have a cup of coffee in a hotel downstairs by yourself, But yeah, see, that ain't even gonna work. I don't even have to say anything. That's just not. And then you do have to deal with hypocrisy. Now, this is where you just opinion. You believe people, but then again, I'm a different type of dude. What I'm trying to say is, I've never believed that. Not just her, none of them. Look, I applaud her ability to motivate, her quick mind. I applaud that. But I just don't believe that they don't do the same thing these other women do, hop in bed with the men that they want to hop in bed with when they want to hop in bed with these men. I just have a hard time believing that they're putting men. Now, I didn't say all men. The key thing I said that they want to. Let's remember, that's the key point. That they want to be intimate with. That's the key point. That's the key point. Now, men they date, they probably are going to put them through the ringer. They're probably going to have them doing backflips, jumping up and down, waiting, wondering, coming when they call, they'll probably will. But the men they want, not the men they date, the men they want, they don't go, man, they're not going to listen. Because nobody going to listen to all that yapping, bro. Don't want nobody want to hear all that talk. You having dinner with someone, you want to hear all that yap. All that you being analyzed at the table like you having a session. Nobody want, and they don't do that. They don't do that. And see, the problem with the YouTube is a lot of these dudes are simps and lames. They cloak themselves up in jewelry and hats and swag and stuff, but they really don't have no game. They have no game. They cannot game nowhere. They can't leave their city. They can't do it in their city. But they can't go to Chicago and pull. They can't go to LA and pull. They can't do it. They cannot do it. They in their home city, they got a couple of baby mamas that's trash. That's trash women. And they come on these YouTubes trying to talk about relationships. Half these niggas is incels. Flat out. Or they're criminals. It's like, that's what you want? You want to go in and out of jail behind women? Or they're in the streets and they're criminals. They're criminals. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I said, and then book writing. Come on, man. You wrote a book and you walk around talking about lead with your wallet. You're telling people to throw their money down the toilet. And and Kevin used to say that, or he changed and he said that. I have no idea why he said it. I think he was saying it because he didn't think the guys would listen. And he just said, hey, well, man, just go ahead and pay for it because you know what? You don't want to do what you got to do. You clearly don't want to do the things you need to do to have some type of power and strength in relationships. So I think he came out with that. That's what I'm saying. That don't say a lot about them guys. Lead with your wallet. We all know that don't work. We know that don't work. And people are saying that she's the female Kevin. Now, I don't really know what she advises her people. I don't. She has a following. She's very popular. She's very popular. He says, she's not, yeah, well, you just had what's her name? Now you got her. You had the woman Saudi Khan. You had Saudi Khan. She got caught, said she was sleeping with some man or something like that. That was something with her, and she had a robust date. I mean, these people were making money. You know what I mean? No, we're not talking about no couple of dollars, man. These people were making like $500 an hour for a session. 500 an hour to talk to someone on the phone about your relationship or about what's going on. So it's a lot of money in this stuff, man. That's why I've never really done that. I'm never because I've said this all of this money stuff. I'm not on here to try to do it. And then you need to know what you're doing. But let's just understand, you see this all over. You see these clowns, bro. Half of the people on here hide behind a professional license and label. And then when you go and you start looking at it, it's a P.O. box. They're currently not doing the job that they claim to have the profession in. It's a hustle, man. It's a hustle. They tricks giving out dating advice. You're a trick, though. They run it in. It's just, and this is the game they run. And you look at them. They're stupid. They're clowns. And I've always said that. I've been one of the most vocal people about that. And I'm fortunate, I'm 31. I'm not in my 20s, so they can't really run that on me. But they run, and the niggas going to jail behind women, just clowns. Woman slept with another man, just clowns, failures. Absolute failures. Absolutely. Complete failure. And they walk around. Half of them hate women. A lot of them niggas gay. I'm serious, man. But you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out on the back end. You're gonna find that out. Pull on up, man. We finna get into this, man. It's a Sunday mask off. Let's find out what's going on with Cheyenne Bryant. Let's find out because I'm interested. I did some content on her years ago. She's got 4 million followers on Instagram. She's very, very popular on Instagram. She shows all types of pictures of her on yachts, her traveling. There's a picture of her with this celebrity, that celebrity. I don't know exactly what the conversation that's her with Joe Budden. And that in itself lends Joe Budden, man, a washed up rapper. A washed up rapper in a room full of yes men, butt kissers. The man's a washed up rapper. He sits in a room full of people that's being paid to kiss his ass. And this is the black community. That's why you can't really get on. This is my thing. What are you criticizing her for? What about Joe Buttons? What about academics? What about DJ Academics? Where's the criticism of him? The thuggery, the Drake. I don't blame Drake. I wouldn't go nowhere near that guy, man. You have to wonder. That guy is man, the way he talks about Drake, that is scary, man. If you Drake, you have to be afraid of that. Where's the criticism for act? And no. And the point is this: there's room for criticism. Look, the Cheyenne Bryant thing, I get it. I 100% get it. You don't think that she has what you want, the professional background that you want? That's up to you. Now, as far as listening to people on YouTube, that's up to you. There's plenty of people to listen to. But as far as buying books and attending seminars and calling in for coach, see on that one, now that's on you. I'm sorry, that's just a choice you made. That's a bad. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. You can't get nothing out no book. And let me tell you something. You take the book, you buy a book, you take that book on the way out the bookstore, you throw it in the trash. You talk to the women in the bookstore. You ask them their name and try to introduce yourself and try to get with them. Fuck the book. You don't need a book. All that's gonna do is slow your game down. Less is more. Stop thinking. Less is more. You overthinking this stuff. Less is more. Less is more. And relationships are very primal to begin with. So why you putting modern sophistication in something that is instinctive? If we were all here right now living in caves, it is our instinct to mate. So why you overcomplicating it? And that's why, and that's what it's, and I get it. A bunch of women in a building listening to women tell them it's okay to be bitter. It's okay to live in regret. Men ain't this, men ain't that. You go, girl. The world is yours. Yeah. And then you go in there, you see that, and you sort of shake your head because you're like, man, that ain't gonna work. And then you do have a percentage of women though who are smart. You can talk about them all you want to. They got a dude at the house. They got a Pookie up there if that's the best they can do, or they got another man. But no, they ain't gonna. They're gonna keep trying. But in the meantime, they're gonna maintain and have a relationship. And all of that stuff. A lot of that stuff is the ups and downs. There ain't no perfection out there. All these books that's projecting you're gonna find the perfect mate. Man, are you nuts? That's impossible. People have faults. A lot of them. The question is compatibility. Who are you compatible with, and who are you comfortable with? When you talk about life, we don't even live that long. How long are you willing to be with someone who's an irritant? Forget what they look like. What if they're just not good people? How long are you willing to go through that? And what if you find someone who's perfect for you? Are you willing to live your life without that person? You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at this. Yeah, she cool, man, but I don't like all that mouth. I don't like all that talking. And she ain't really, I ain't got no problem. Look, first of all, it's irrelevant. She doing good. She's very successful. More power to her. No, I'm serious. More, if that's what you want to listen to. She's very successful. 4 million followers on the gram. She's known in social media. I wouldn't put her on the level of a Dr. Phil or a Dr. Oz. I wouldn't do it. But she's built herself up. You have to respect that. You have to respect that. More power to her, man. Not my thing, though. It's just not my thing. And if I could talk to her, I would like, what about femininity? And I see her, she's got on her little string bikini. Uh, I see a little yellow bikini in the pool. Yeah, that ain't. And I'm looking at this right here. Here's another one in Atlanta. Girl power. Yeah, see, I don't like that. I don't like a bunch of women in a room being lectured about men by women. Yeah. You mean like, what are you going to accomplish by doing that? You're not going to accomplish anything by doing that. And I see this another picture, nothing but women. Her in the middle of a whole bunch of women. God damn. Take the music. Yeah, man. I can tell them all of that. You need to work out. You need to work out. You need to home your appearance. Get in shape, change your diet, focus on your appearance, focus on being feminine, and choose men who can receive that. It's as simple as that. You don't need to get into no book. You need to find a man who can receive that. Stop being a bust down. Stop being somebody's bust down. Yeah, you get played because you're just a bust down. I know you don't want to be. I know you think that if you dress a kind of way and you look a kind of way that and you really attracted to this dude, you can change him, but you're finding out you're just a bust down to him. And you're gonna have to figure out what you're gonna do. Now, going to all of these seminars and stuff, what are you gonna get by doing that? Running into another seminar, you go into a room full of women. It's you. It's my one. We know we're not. Anyhow, you go into a woman symposium. It's 90% women, 70% single, and the women talking are 100% single. And yeah, it's just. But I get it, man. You just want to go to an event. You just want to do something to do. Hey, I'll go check that out. Okay. Okay, but you're dreaming. You're dreaming. You're dreaming if you are having trouble in relationships, you are dreaming if you think making it more difficult to communicate with you is going to work. If you got a whole bunch of pookies, all your baby dads, that's really where you fit. You can raise your kids, but it's a reason why only pookies talk to you. That's a reason you got to change. You got to change. Now, a lot of these Negroes, they want hoes. That's all they want. They don't even want a quality woman. They want a hoe. They've been upfront about that, and they deserve what they get. That's why their ass get run down to the family courts. That's why their wives cheat on them. That's why they be running around these YouTube channels whining because they want hoes. They don't want a quality woman. I'm not in my 20s, man. You can't run a game on me. Yeah, and they see these people as opportunity. That's why they write these books and lie to these niggas. And I shake my head. Now, on the whole passport, bro, I lived overseas. So that don't work. You see what I'm saying? None of the shit they say, it's not going to work with me because I am the fucking game. I know what I'm talking about, brother. And I don't have no fucking wounds. Ain't no bitch put me on no paperwork. That in itself tells me you a bitch nigga. But bitch put you on paperwork. You ain't no real one. Motherfucker running around here on paperwork. Call him for a consultation. Dirty nigga, jailhouse nigga. That's what I'm saying. We talking about Cheyenne Bryant. Look up some of these Negroes. Look at their background. They half of them criminals, felons. If it wasn't for YouTube, they would be raking my leaves. Ain't nothing go popping for these niggas. What's popping for them? A YouTube channel, a YouTube check. Dirty, dusty nigga, pretending. And don't even look, brother. You got to go through it. It is what it is, man. This woman, unfair criticism. If you're trying to purchase her stuff, if you want to deal with her, it's very fair because perhaps that's what you want to purchase. And I'm not, see, that's never been my desire. But as far as content, I mean, it's like anything. She's not for everybody. If you would like to listen or get into her content, what's stopping you? You can say that about all of those guys. Look at Shannon Sharp. Does Shannon Sharp know anything about relationships? Does Shannon Sharp know he tried what he tried to do? He used his money. He saw an attractive woman. She was, in his opinion, obviously out of his league. He called himself being slick, talking about, I'm going to try to help you lose weight. And he got his ass sued for $20 million. He's a stupid clown. Does that mean he can't talk football? Well, actually, we only want to go. Look, bro, until something better, but no, I would rather see something else. I don't really keep up with him like that, but I do get behind and I need a refresher, so I will go to Nightcap and catch up. But nah, I wish there was a better alternative. I do. But right now, it's not. I'm not that familiar with her. Oh, I wish somebody could help me catch up because I'm not that familiar. They're saying she's the female Kevin Samuels. What would make you say that? What would make you say that, huh? What's up with you, Darnell? What would make you say that? He said, got any fitness advice for fellas? Your diet. You gotta clean up your diet. I would go vegan, with maybe occasional can of sardines. Um, Fitness. Become a runner. Get into marathons. You got to work the body. You got to stress the body. I would be the 40-year, 50-year-old dude that's in great shape, that looks half his age, because let me tell you something. You can still push out 15 years. You can be 60, have a medical problem, and push out another 15 before you pass. But it ain't going to be living. That whole 15 is going to be hell. You going in the hospital, you coming home, you trying to take a bath, somebody got to take care of you, somebody got to pick you up. You doing all of that. That's what I'm saying. So I'd rather be healthy all the time, and that's what over 40, especially if you've been eating the traditional black meal, if you've been eating a traditional the fried chicken, the cornbread, the yams, all of that stuff, man, is very unhealthy. Very unhealthy. But it's your life to live. I know people who just get drunk. They got 4 kids, they've been married twice, they 52, they done with it. They just sit around getting drunk all the time. But that's not what you want to do. It says 50. She copyrighted the name, so 50 is backing her. Well, I wouldn't go by his 50 cents not a credible source. You guys don't know what dirt bags are. 50 cents a dirt bag. You guys don't even know what that is, though. 50 cents not a credible source. It's I mean, he's backing her. He can back her. Good for him. But when you start talking about healthcare and things like that, 50 Cent's a rapper. You want to listen to rap beef or you want to listen to rap, you listen to some 50 Cent, but as far as who he recommends, you joking, right? If her, she shouldn't even want that recommendation. And also, a guy like 50 probably sees her audience. She's mostly female, seems like to me, and he's probably trying to get more record sales. And 50 is the typical simp. He's feminist, feminism create 50. See, people think that 50 Cent has some type of masculinity. No, he's a lowlife. He's a dirt bag. He's a dirt bag. And feminism has created 50. They've created him. Look at him. He's a baby daddy. This last one, how many is he, how much he pays bills? You know what I'm saying? That's his thing. That's his thing. Somebody said his kid don't even like. That's what I'm saying. He's 100% eaten alive with feminism. Of course, he's gonna like that. So I'm not surprised that he likes what she puts out at all. Like the stream, man. Let me see something. Did I do this wrong? I think I did this wrong. Come on in and like the stream, man. Now's not the time, man. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know what's going on right there. I don't. And Dr. Oz. And and you can make a case that the reason she's being questioned is because she's a black woman. I would be willing to agree that nobody's questioning Dr. Oz and all that. But like I said, if you're trying to purchase something, you do want that person or you expect that person to bring to the table professional things. But when you start talking about relationships, the worst thing you can do, it's not even a conversation. It's not about talking. It's not about I'm gonna yap, yap, yap. I'm gonna run my mouth. It's not even about that at all. It comes down to what kind of man are you? What are you trying to get? What do you want out of this stuff? And everybody wants they want it easy. That's why they're making so much money on this stuff. And it shows you the state of relationship, the fact that she could fill up an arena of women, you know what I mean? And she can. She can. It's sad though, man. It's sad. Young people already in there, feeling like they need to go on these journeys, and you do have to wonder why. Hold up for a minute, just 1 second. I'm not that familiar though. I'm not that familiar. Female Kevin Samuels. I wonder how she's managed to slip by without me knowing or hearing about that. But Kendra G, all of these women have been vying. All these women, I mean, all these people have been trying to take that, take that and run with it. It's Sunday. Get up, man. It's Sunday morning. We trying to do it. We got Cheyenne Bryant. We're trying to find out what's going on. Who is this person? What's going on with her? Now, we saw the Touré interview. Now, let me say that the Touré interview was terrible. I don't know what was happening. I don't. I don't know what was happening. They were trying to close out a segment. They were trying to close out a segment, and she goes on this loud rant where she's arguing with Touré, telling him to keep his voice down. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. Keep your voice down, lower your voice when you're talking to me. We're talking about on a podcast, and that's why you have to mute people. You have to cut their mics off because perhaps there's a misunderstanding, but the fact that people would assume that there's something negative, they would just flat out assume there's something negative because you're talking and how they interpret things. Yeah, and that's not very feminine. And I'm thinking about, should I go get that interview? I've seen it. It's mostly her telling him to stop talking loud to her. Nah, I don't want to see it. I've seen it. But you would have to wonder, would Dr. Phil or Dr. Oz, would that happen to them? Would they be yelling and screaming, telling people, person's trying to do something and they're interrupting? And she sort of went down there with the black man, like you say, a 50 likes. 50 is a low life criminal thug. He's a thug. And she would see, that's what I'm saying. She would like a 50. That's what I'm saying. This Touré's not a thug. Do I agree with Touré? 90% of the times, no. I know who he is. No, I mean, he's sort of a corny dude. He's sort of an intellectual. He tries to examine things, take a different perspective. And yes, she hopped on him. That's pretty much how women do. He would be considered a lame, and she attacked him. And she went after his manhood. She went after him as a man. She didn't just attack him. She questioned him as a man. Basically calling, suggesting he was weak. And this is the mind game that they've played on black. So hey, that's the game, man. We've seen it with Puff. We've seen it with 50. We see it all the time. We see these guys, they go in and they get into these relationships with these women and they get used. They get thoroughly used. They get thoroughly dogged out. And this is their and this is what I'm talking about. Even so, even with all of these conversations and all of these books, she's still talking to grown men like they're boys. And she's coming up that the man Touré, I don't get how she's getting that. He's an older guy now. Yeah, he looks older too. His hair's coming. Yeah, he's got the bald spot in the middle of the head. All of that stuff's coming back. on him, and she went in. But I don't even think they get the same demographic. When you say that the Fox says some when you say the Fox crowd, the Fox people, the Toure crowd, I'm not even sure if they're the same group. And the age of social media has given opportunity for people to bring street slang and thuggery into the field of whatever you want to call it, money, you name it, finance. Social media has given people that luxury to talk down and disrespectful. Like the stream, man. I was hoping somebody knew something about Cheyenne Bryant because I don't know anything about it. I did a thing about it a couple of years ago. I think she went on Paul Pierce, and then in itself, Paul Pierce. Come on, Paul Pierce. See, what you got to understand, people have got to understand. People like Paul Pierce, these dudes give women money. They pay women. They pay the women for the relationship. Then, because they want to be macho, they beat their chest and try to pretend they got it off the muscle. Those are lies. They didn't get it off the muscle. Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce ain't got nothing off no muscle, man. He's down there tricking. So she went down there and they got in the conversation. I don't even know why she went down there. I don't even know why, I think she talked to Nick Cannon. I have no idea, why these guys, Nick Cannon, why would you want to have a conversation dealing with women with a low life like a Nick Cannon? And the reason we call him a low life is when you are a decent person, you get called a decent person. But if you're a low life, Nick Cannon's a low life, it's not going to get called that. 50 Cent, low life. Cam Newton, 8 baby mamas, low life. Shannon Sharp sued for 20 million, low life. Show me the time she sat down. Now she got on Toure. But yeah, Cheyenne, if you're listening, you need to go on a show where the individual is going to challenge you. I'm trying to think, man. I'm serious. I'm trying to think. I don't know. You're going to have to go where individuals going to challenge you, Cheyenne. I'm going to be for real. You come over here. But you're going to have to go somewhere where you're going to be challenged. These people are not challenging you. And all of that stuff, that hood stuff, see, to me, if I'm Toure, I said, look, we don't do the hood talk, okay? All of that stuff you saying, you got to wait. But he didn't do it, man. And said Dr. Cheyenne doesn't need a show. Look, I'm trying to find, does somebody know anything about her? Who is this? Who is this woman? Who is this woman? That's my whole thing. Mask off. Who is this woman? Who is this woman? Let's figure out what's going on. Because I'm saying, coming on YouTube, if you can get it, you got it. If you can get you a nice little consultation, if you can get all that shit popping, if you can move it like that, you're good. You got it. You got it. So I grant on that. We got to congratulate on that. 4 million on Insta. I haven't looked at the other socials, but she's doing well. She's built up a name. She has courses. Now, see, on that one, that's up to you, though. There are plenty of people out here offering courses, books. If that's what you want to do, that's your money. I wouldn't buy their books. I'm not buying no book by these fucking niggas. You got to be out your mind. You buy a book by these fucking niggas, you crazy. I wouldn't buy no book from these clowns. But if that's what you want to do, that's up to you. You got to also understand what you're dealing with. And to me, you ain't street. See, that's the thing. You can't say you street and you out here buying books and being played on these YouTubes or TikTok. You cannot say you street. And that's the problem. These dudes want to have it both ways. You can't claim that you some type of street dude and you out here trying to hustle. And you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing street about that, bro. You know, let the money come. If it come, it come. But all of these dumb niggas, and you see them putting together YouTube pages. Half of them got felonies. Yeah, you know, you just look at them, bro, and you see why the women just dog and run through them. They just clowns. They clowns, and they don't know nothing about no game, bro. See, I got Extreme Pending, and I was going over it, refreshing before this popped up. But I got to stop though, because I don't want to come over here with. I'm gonna start me I'm gonna start me a game channel, because the game channel a little bit different. It's because you really can't game like game ain't really. It's not like a symposium or a lecture. It's a little bit different. It's got to flow different. It's meant to flow there. It's supposed to be a little bit different. You got to stand on it too, man. We got to stop whining about failing. He said Obsidian with Challenger, Kevin, maybe even Anton. I mean, that's up to those men. But that's the thing. She's never been challenged. And I'm not even talking about the background. I'm talking about what she says. What she says. I don't know about her, where she got her degree at and all of this stuff, what she calls herself. I'm talking about what she says. Because the first thing you would do is you would say, is it applicable? And she said, what you say? So I hear what you're saying. But you can't apply that in a relationship. You just said something, it sounds good, but you can't apply that in a relationship. And you got to understand, you're dealing with people. You're dealing with live, breathing human beings. Of course, you're not going to see eye to eye. There's going to be disagreements. But you can't just give a snappy comeback to every problem. It just don't work that way. But I don't know what they would do. You would have to, that's up to them. Now she goes everywhere. I don't know why she hadn't. You would think she would have been somewhere, you know. But then again, she also knows where not to go. You know what I mean? There's certain places she's just not going to go. Any place that she probably considers red pill, that's probably not a place she wants to go. You know, and let's be for real. You got that on a lot of things. A lot of dudes, they're not going into women's spaces. They're not going into the divestor space. They're not going down there with divestors, trying to ration with them. They have their minds made up. They've already, what is there to talk about? They've decided to divest, and they're divesting. And they believe they're right. But she gets a lot of women, though, man. I would tell the women, you really need to reconsider spending all that money. I'm just saying, what are you looking for? What kind of man are you looking for? You know, and where are you going to find him? You know, you had your opportunity. You was in college. You had your opportunity. You're not where you going to the night. You're going to the beach. You're going to the beach. You're going to find a Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs type. He's going to put a baby in you. Yeah, and he's going to be forced by law to pay for the child, but he don't care about you. So you're going to wind up a baby mom. You're going to have you some money, though. Your baby daddy going to have money, but you ain't going to have no man. So where are you going to find a man? South Beach? Where you going? Atlanta? Where you going in Atlanta? You going to the nightclubs in Atlanta? Ain't nothing in there. You know, and that's how I know a lot of these dudes simps too. I know we're talking about Cheyenne Bryant. I got to get in on this. That's how I know a lot of these dudes These black dudes are simps because you never hear them talking about Georgia Tech. You never hear them talking about University of Georgia. You never hear them talking about hanging out in the college crowds. All you hear from these clowns is strip clubs. That's all you hear from these clowns. I went to the shake. I went to the script. I went to the script club. I met this chick at the script. And then they come back on YouTube whining about women. Wait, look at where you meeting your women at. You're meeting trash, and then you're trying to make it into something else. That's just, it don't work that way. And you have to make up your mind. What do you want? What are your intentions? What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? You have to make up your mind. Cheyenne Bryant in the news. People are questioning if she's a doctor. She went on the Breakfast Club to clear it up. People didn't believe her or feel like there were people on YouTube who went and researched it. And I don't know. I don't know. She's got 4 million followers on Insta. I don't know about her TikTok. For what she's doing, she's been on Hudson. She's been on. No, that ain't a big deal. Going on Jennifer Hudson. That's to be honest with you, that's something you don't even talk about. It's something that it's irrelevant. I don't know. I don't listen to her enough to have an opinion about what she says. Seen her on a couple of the shows with the basketball guys. I think they're clowns. I don't think you're going to get anything from a Cam Newton. I don't think. Said Dr. Phil is not a real doctor and sounds like an idiot. Oh, I didn't know that. So Dr. Phil's not a real doctor? I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. Dr. Oz, I didn't know. I mean, I don't know. Dr. Dre, you know, but nobody thinks Dr. Dre is a doctor. You know what I mean? Nobody believes Dr. Dre is a doctor. Who believes that? And we've seen that. We've seen that. So the Torre interview has caught people a little bit off guard because she was pretty harsh on him. She basically came off with Torre. If you go and look at that, and I've seen it, and I'm not going to look at it again or something. I just don't want to see it. The way she went in on Torre, she looked like she was a straight up hood rat, and didn't look like she should have been on that panel. I don't know what was going on. She threatened the man, told the man not to raise his voice. Well, for what? What difference does it make? What if he does raise his voice? You guys on a Zoom panel show. You're not in the same room, and what difference does it make? But that type of domineering, that type of emasculating type of activity, that does happen within the black community, man. The black community, especially amongst black men and black women. A lot of black women will emasculate you, man. And you cannot, thank you. Miss Rochelle says Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil are both licensed licensed doctors. They're real doctors. So if people do bring up, why aren't you bringing up those guys? And she's the same. Well, those are licensed doctors. And if you're going on Jennifer Hudson, that's mainstream television. should you use that title? Because there are people who are assuming that you're a doctor. So when you say things or give advice or you direct people to purchase your products, they're assuming it was done that way. And that's what I'm saying. You should um um we'll see how it plays out. I personally think all of this, a bunch of women going out to Atlanta, North Carolina, a bunch of women being in a room, being lectured to by women who may be divorced, may be single. I just think it's a waste of time because they're going to paint a picture of a man who does not exist, especially for women, older women. They're not going to get these guys. They're going to get these guys on the back. When you look at a guy like Cam Newton's got like 8 baby mamas. He's out of football. He's got a lot of money. But who, I mean, you're going to have to deal with who? A woman, that's what you want? Shannon Sharp, that's what you want? Old retired football players with bad knees. That's what you want. So you finally got your man. Yeah, but that's the way it goes, man. I mean, I don't make the rules. What do you, Miss Rachel? What do you think about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant? What you think about her? What do you think about her, huh? What's up with your do business?
What's good with your black man?
What's up?
Just wanted to chime in right quick. Good to see you going live. But nah, man, with this chick on Cheyenne Bryant, she's been around for a minute, but it's nothing wrong with herself with her calling herself a doctor because the title is just it just means a knowledgeable person. So anybody can take that title, but
I
since she
don't know
came
if you can.
across.
I don't know if you can though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's really not a big deal. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a lot of people that have called themselves a doctor that wasn't a real doctor. It's just a title because they know a lot. That's all it is. It's just a very knowledgeable person.
So
So
it's
that,
so I could call myself a doctor tomorrow.
if you wanted to come on YouTube and present and say my name is Doctor Platinum, can't nobody say nothing about that. It's just a name.
Okay.
And if you come across as a person as very knowledgeable, smart, intelligent, yeah, you can use that title if you want to.
How do you feel about her doing it?
I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's just the reason why people coming at her is because she came across as someone that went to some, big time university or something. She shouldn't have said nothing about her credentials. If she would have just left that out and just, continue to do her thing, then, she probably, would have
Well,
been all right.
but why can't she just be a doctor though? Why come she just simply can't be a doctor?
Like a real doctor.
Yeah, she's a doctor. Whatever, doctor of science or whatever. She's in family and
Uh-huh.
all of that stuff. There's a way to become a doctor in the field that she's in. So why can't she just do that instead of just
Well,
labeling yourself a doctor?
because it's easier to make money
Oh man, come on.
by marketing yourself as a motivational type speak or whatever counselor, whatever. It's easy to just market yourself and then just go directly into it and make the money. Because once you put yourself out there, depending on who you are, people gonna contact you. So it's like, yeah, they're gonna make the money. I mean, what you mean? Just like the other lady we talked about that time, she like a African, a Dubai looking chick or something, whatever. She probably ain't got no credentials. It's a possibility. I don't know for sure, but she probably don't. So, like I said, it's a lot of people that just use the title, and it ain't really no big deal. I don't know why people be tripping on this shit. Like,
Yeah, did you see the Torre interaction with her? Her and Torre?
you talking about the white dude?
Nah, that's a black dude.
I ain't see that one.
I didn't see the white. What happened with her and a white dude got in an
Yeah,
argument?
she was snapping on some white dude.
Where on one of those shows?
Yeah, some panel.
And she, no,
It's
I didn't
crazy.
see that. She
Yeah,
was
she was
was
straight
go-
snapped on him, though. Yeah.
yeah, and see that's why I think there's a issue because for a lot of women to get a quality relationship, they're gonna have to get that quirk out of their personality, that desire to emasculate a man, question his manhood. You got to get rid of that.
Nah, she. What I'm saying is that when people come at you, man, you know they're gonna come back. So, like I said, she kind of did that on her own. She walked herself into that. She should have just been an independent person and just do that on your own. You trying to appeal to a large audience. Of course, people gonna check you and try to see if you authentic because people spending money. I'm telling you, this chick tried to get me out of $3,500 doing this kind of stuff.
Why would someone want that much money from you?
That's what I'm saying. My nigga, I talked to this chick one time out of Houston, and I pressed her about her credentials. She was like, "Nah, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a counselor or some type of shit." But her profile or her resume presents what looks like she's a real doctor, and she got all these. She ain't got none of that. She just hustling, just trying to make a dollar, man.
Yeah, but why would anybody ask for that type of money from you? What were you trying to get?
No, those are her services. Like these people, yeah, that you can talk to them about whatever. And if you're willing to pay for it, they'll just sit there and listen to you and dialogue with you.
And she
It's
wanted
so
what
many people that's doing that.
for a month?
Well, nah, she was trying to stretch it out for like 6 months. Yeah, she
I
was trying
got
to
you,
stretch it
man.
out. So I'm like, uh, of course I turned it down. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm good on that. Appreciate the conversation though. But
Yeah, I got you on that, man. But I mean, like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Do business, but I would caution anybody, keep your private life off these YouTube channels because there are those out. There are people out there who are just bad people. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So you
yeah,
don't ever get into stuff like that. And there are people out here as we speak, they're paying the YouTubers. There's guys doing consultations. They're
mm-hmm,
paying YouTubers $3.25 an hour, but
yeah,
it's private. No, what I'm saying is they're not saying that they're doing it, but on the behind the scenes, they're doing it
right.
because it's private. And you do need, at times, depends on the person. There are times when you do need to communicate with someone because you're confused. You're
Just think.
confused. So you do need that.
That's my point. Just think about it. Just think about how many people have been doing this for however long they've been doing it. Yes, if someone is willing to pay you for you to listen to them, man, please, motherfucker, rack up 100 grand on your ass. They got so many clients.
Well, yes, a lot of people need help, man.
Yeah.
And I think Cheyenne, he says Miss Rachel, she knows it says Cheyenne charges up to 350 or more for an hour. She
Hmm.
trademarked Dr. Bryant. Um,
Right.
but see, this is what we're ignoring, right? It says she's unprofessional. Yeah, Rachel doesn't like her. So um, what I would say is this is um, I can understand the backlash on Cheyenne Bryant. I can understand that. What we don't like to tell the truth about is it's working. And what I'm saying is you're talking about her credentials, man, they don't care. People don't care. It might matter to you, but it don't really care. And she's already got 4 million on Insta. That's more than most. That's more than most people that's in the relationship game. 4 million followers. So, and
Yeah. I
she's
mean,
already got all that up. And she wrote numerous books, and
right.
yeah,
Right.
and she's been on Hudson, and she's been on Cam and Nick Cannon. She's been on all of them. So, um, I don't know what to say on that, man. It's
I
up to the
mean,
people. Do the people what are people trying to get? What are you trying to get when you contact these people. 350.
Conversation. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
all it is.
yeah,
You getting
three.
conversation. All right.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying $350. I wouldn't. I could see somebody looking for therapy and stuff like that. But yeah, that's another thing. I wouldn't do. I would go and get the therapy. It would be private, but I wouldn't even pay. Even with a deductible, I'm not paying no 350. But yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
that's what I'm
the
saying. I go.
more
Hmm.
no, go ahead. No, I was just gonna add, the more professional the person, you got some people that may charge you $100 or $90. So
Okay.
those people that do that are more, they probably do have the credentials. You see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
if she charging 350, yeah, of course, man. She just know that she can get it, and she's pretty. So yeah, she, it is what it is. So whoever the female is that's saying she
Yeah, but but
unprofessional, I
but
mean,
but
that
but
may
do
be some
business.
jealousy type shit.
Yeah, but do business. What would you get out of talking to Cheyenne Bryant?
What would I get from talking to, if I wanted to do that? You just
Mhm.
you just talking to a pretty woman. That's it.
Come on.
I'm telling you straight up, man.
Do
What
business.
else?
There you go.
Listen,
It's working. There you go. It's working.
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
You don't get anything out of talking to her.
You, some guys do, or some people do,
The
because
women, she's gonna paint a picture of a woman you would never get.
that's not the point, Platinum.
No, that is
That's
the
not the.
point. When
No,
you
no,
when
no.
you look, brother, she's gonna recommend for you a woman you'll never get. And what I'm saying is, yeah, anybody can sit back and configure the perfect mate for anybody. But you also got to deal with, can that person A, is that person even alive? And B, can you obtain that person?
Platinum, I understand what you're saying, bro. I don't need to talk to Cheyenne, bro. I'm saying anybody that does talk to a woman that's pretty for counseling sessions or personal, whatever, they just doing it merely because she is pretty. That's
No,
the
that's
number one reason.
ridiculous.
That's
That's
a
ridiculous.
lie. That's a,
Do business. Ain't nobody
why she
gonna
got
go.
4 million followers then, Platinum?
They like her. She's
Of
yeah,
course they
yeah.
like her. What you?
I think most of them are women.
Yeah, but it's a bunch of dudes too, man.
Nah, not no masculine
Did you
dude.
see what she had on when she went to the little
Oh,
Jeezy thing,
come
bro?
on, man. Are you see? So wait a minute. So you attracted to her physically?
That's not the point, Platinum. I'm
Man, that
telling
woman ain't,
you.
hold up. That woman is not attractive, man.
How you now you losing it now.
How am I lose? Cheyenne, all these women, I could go on Insta right now, and God forbid I hit explore. My, I know what's gonna happen on my
I
page.
can do the same thing. I mess
How
with
can you
Instagram chicks too,
say?
Platinum.
And I got no problem with this woman. She making money. She's very successful. More power to her. That's between her and her fans. They can support her or not. That's their business. But for me to sit here and say attraction is a reason I keep up with her when attractive women are all over the place. I just, I'm sorry, brother. She don't need to be attractive. She's got a message. She's got help for people, and she's, But as far as that part, attractive,
But
come on, man.
she is attractive. That's what I'm
No,
trying to tell.
she's not.
Have you lost your
This
all
woman's
right, bro.
this woman's a 4 on a good day
Oh, okay, man.
with makeup.
All right, bro.
She ain't got no. She's just she's built like a plucked chicken.
Whatever you say, Plat.
Some of you niggas, bro. She's built like a plucked chicken, bro. This woman ain't fine.
Okay, man.
A plucked chicken in heels. You guys, you guys. Yeah, I see why women on top, bro. They dominating this stuff, bro. They crush. You got guys out here talking about they gonna pay 350 to look at a Cheyenne Bryant. You might as well just go to the strip club.
Okay, that's an option too, man. That's
Well,
an
you be
option
better
too.
off. You be better off.
Yeah, man. But you already know what time it is with that, man. I mean, that's right there in front of your face. So
Yeah, it's a whole lot of us, bro. We are ate up, bro. We ate up. I hope the people are getting what they want. I see it now. I didn't even notice it. You got a Dr. Phil, you got a Dr. Oz, you got countless doctors out there, countless people who are doctors, and you can contact them, and they write books,
But I mean,
and they do seminars, and they
mm,
do all of that. So I can see on her side, black woman, now all the other stuff. I'm just saying Cheyenne Bryant, the other stuff. But I can see her saying, "Hey, I got 4 million followers. I go on the TV shows. How come people can't treat me the same way as they treat a Dr. Phil or a Dr. Oz?" I think that there's
that's
a
the
legit.
problem. That's what she messing up at. If you want people to treat you like that, of course you got to have credentials. But man, some people just don't know how to do stuff. But that's on her. It's yeah, that's what she's trying to
Oh,
do,
you think she
platinum.
got too big? She got way too big than where she is. That's the problem. Like going on Jennifer Hudson, going
Yeah,
on. That was actually it's coming back to Hunter.
right. You're
She
doing too
should have
much.
been. She should have been happy with about 50,000 followers on Insta doing her and doing these like local Women's Day and Girl Day in Atlanta, and
Right.
and then just did her consultations and kept it just like that. You think it would have
That's
been
it,
better?
man. Just keep it on the low. But you trying to go public, yeah, man. And then you already know she's still trying to get snatched up by some rich dude. So it ain't nothing but hustling and game, man. That's all it is, bro. That's all it is. No different than an OnlyFans chick. She just got a different type of hustle. That's all it is.
Oh, so you talking about the role play and girlfriend experience and all of that?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying, like, once a woman knows that she can get money a certain way based on her beauty, if she's doing it for that reason, she gonna get paid. So
Mhm.
ain't no other reason to talk to
Um,
Cheyenne Bryant because you can find
yeah,
any,
I
that
wouldn't
ain't
talk
no
to.
other reason to talk to her if she went fine.
Yeah, I got no problem with her, but I wouldn't. If I went to her for help, right, I would want her to be accredited. I would want her to be licensed. Um, if I went to her for help, that's more important than the way she looks. Okay, now how she looks very average to me, and I think that if that's the reason you pick her as your doctor, do you really need help? Or do you have other problems? Because that's not how you look at a doctor. Oh, she looks good. What they got to do with a
Well,
doctor?
no, it's not merely about that. It's just some people just like talking to attractive people. It's really not that deep. It really ain't.
Okay, well, they like talking to them about what? Uh,
Whatever.
Important issues?
It could be anything.
Oh, you talking about just casual conversation? Well, of course.
That's what they're paying for.
I don't know about the paying part. That's where you blow my mind with that one. Who paying for that?
If you say she charged 350 an hour, right?
That's what the chat said.
Well, ain't no other reason to go talk to her
Well, if
unless you
if
just look. But
if
that's what I'm
if
saying.
if you're a man and you got that type of money, you got enough money to pay one of these coaches plus 300, 400 a month or a session, and you don't have a woman, you need to also admit yourself into a mental institution after you get
Nah,
off the phone with them. That's
nah.
the dumbest thing in the world. Why would you throw away 350 a clip?
It's a flex. Like I'm trying to.
That's a waste of money. Why would I pay
You're
somebody?
right.
Why would I pay
You're right.
somebody $350 an hour? That's $700 for two
Right.
hours, and then I still got to get off the phone, go out or get on the dating sites, and still got to navigate dating. But I'm talking to them. That's $700. I'm telling you right now, if you got that type of money, I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know what you're looking for, but you probably can get it.
But
You
it's
just don't understand the world. No, no, no. I don't know what you're looking for, but if you got $700, there's a lot of. I don't know where you are. I don't even know in the world you can't get yourself taken care of. 700 bucks. The brother, listen to me. Pussy just ain't that expensive.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
That's where
Seven
you're
hundred.
wrong
You
at.
can get it for
You
seven
know,
hundred, bro.
yeah, of course you can. You can get it for 500 or
There you
300.
go. Why you spending? Why you wasting time on the phone?
But what I'm saying is, whether she's doing in person or virtual, you sometimes Zoom meetings, that's virtual. It don't matter, because if it's a dude that's talking to her, it makes some men feel good to talk
Yeah,
about their problems
if
with an
if
attractive
if
woman.
she's naked, and on the other
Nah,
hand,
man, she ain't got to be.
you
That's
paying
what I'm.
350. Hold up, you paying 350 an hour, and she don't have to be naked?
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Platinum. You acting like this something new. I'm trying to tell. It's a lot of women out there that's doing what she's doing, and some of them are credited or accredited, and some are not. But the main reason, if it's a dude talking to them, he's talking to them because they're attractive, and that's gonna make him feel good when he leave that interview. I mean, whatever you want to call it, the counseling session. Beauty matters, and don't ever think that it don't. I'm telling you, man. The main reason she got all them followers because she fine. Dog, I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Do business. That's fine that you find her attractive,
Lord,
but therapy and stuff, those things, you people really need to think about having their issues solved. Don't deal with these people because they, and like you say, attractive. I think that's a waste
right.
of your money.
It may be. That's true. It may
Well, I
be.
wouldn't waste my money. I wouldn't
But for
waste my
some
money.
guys, it's not that way. It's not about me being attracted to. You know what I'm saying? I ain't. I'm not all over this woman. I'm just saying she do look good, though. I ain't saying I ain't finna sit up here
Okay,
and say, and
okay,
say she don't.
she's who said, look, you are, well, first of all, I'm sorry, do business. I've seen her body, not my thing. I ain't got no problem with her. And that's the whole, this is where I think this is where men get caught up in life. Every woman I deal with, I don't have to sleep with, and I don't have to be attracted to. And
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
say I'm
I
not
agree with that.
attracted to them, that don't mean I won't deal with them. If they do the job they're supposed to do, or they do what I need them to do, what difference does it make? So I have no problem with the woman, but if you asking me what I think, she ain't my type. She is not an attractive woman to me. Okay, you
Okay,
think she's fine. He thinks he's fine. Good for you. Good for you, for you and her. But
right.
no, as far as her doing her job, I think what she's built up on Insta is great. I think that she's went out there. I don't think she's in the league of a Dr. Oz or a Dr. Phil. I think that's a stretch. Jumping out there like that. But I see what she's done, and um, I hope she has the credentials she says, because now that she's gotten the oxygen in mainstream society, they are going to look at that, and people are going to compare her to Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz, and I don't even know if that's a good comparison for her. Like I said, she may have gotten too big. There are plenty of people on YouTube. They make it about $100,000, $200,000 a year. They're not big.
Yeah,
They're Patreon. They're making money on their Patreon. They got
yeah.
them a
That
following.
yeah.
They got them about 300,000 followers. They've left YouTube. They're now on Patreon, and they're making about 150 or more. They do consultations. They don't even do YouTube.
Mhm.
They really don't even do YouTube. And so, um, when you say Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz in America, not to say that there's some great, they're just regular people,
Mhm.
but you need to, those are big shoes to fill. And is she ready?
Well, I mean, yeah, she got to be ready if she stepped into the, you stepped in, the ring or whatever. You got to be ready. But like I said, I don't really. That's just me. I wouldn't give her the backlash just for calling herself a doctor. I don't see nothing wrong with what she's doing. She's just hustling.
Yeah, but you're not being helped. If she's hustling, how she helped?
Well, I mean, I ain't saying. Well, listen. she got some kind of intelligence. I'm sure she can, talk to somebody about whatever. I ain't saying I'm not dogging the woman out at all. If people paying her, she got to be good at something. So, or good at
That,
that,
you
whatever
know
she
what?
doing.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. If before I would give her any money, if I was you, you need to go look in the mirror and say, what do you want? Do you want therapy or you want OnlyFans? You got to make up your mind.
I would
And
try not to laugh, but yeah, man, it's
yeah,
crazy.
I'm just saying you have to do business. You got to make your mind up. What do you want? What kind of man are you and what do you want?
Ain't nothing. Listen, man, it's kind of sad because you can't make a woman feel guilty for being pretty, but I'm telling you, with this particular, that's all it is, man. It's nothing else. She'd have been better off trying to run for president or something. You know, I don't know, man, being a mayor or some shit, but she doing that kind of stuff, man. Please,
What about her temperament?
what you mean?
Now you
Oh, you
sure
talking
that
about the way
wasn't
she be
you
snapping
sure
on people?
yeah, you sure that wasn't Torre? You said a white dude. You sure that wasn't Torre?
I don't know. It could have been.
Yeah, it might have
It could
been
have been.
Torre. Did he have was his hair messed up?
Well, all I know is I saw some clip and the dude was trying to close the show down, and
Yeah,
she,
that was Torre.
okay, okay, well, yeah, I just didn't see the dude, but
You don't remember him? He used to be
nah,
on those talk shows. I mean, I
I
don't know what he's doing
some of the
now.
dude, the afro or some shit.
Where he used to have he done lost the top of it. He
Yeah, I
used
don't
to
know
have
all
an
these
afro.
people. Yeah,
His hair is falling out, so he's got what they call it, a comb over. He's got like a, and his hair was all. I don't know what he was doing with his hair. It
I
was
think I'm
all on the
familiar with his voice
sides
though.
and stuff. I don't know what. I don't have no idea how he was wearing his hair, but yeah, she was going off on him, and
Yeah,
he's the type of guy. Like I said, he's the type of guy, like you said, 50 likes. And what 50's feminism has, let me tell you something. Feminism has created all of these simps. All of these simps. Most of these simps are tough guys. They want to be, they're violent toward other black men.
mm,
But they're simps. They're completely controlled by women. Completely infatuated, controlled by women. But yeah, they're criminals and they go to jail and they're thieves and they're animals. And
yeah,
50 Cent, of course, 50 Cent likes Cheyenne Bryant. He's her
it's
puppet. He's her. I mean, I'm not saying that together. I'm just saying that type of guy, that's her puppet.
she's out there. See what I'm saying, dog?
No, no, no. I mean, I don't know her personal life. I'm just saying a guy like 50, that type of black man, the thug, uh, ex-convict, dirtbag, low life, that's her puppet. So of course he likes her. Torre gets attacked. He's not like that.
And that's a good point. And then just think about that. Just think about the celebrities, you know what I'm saying, that she didn't talk to.
Yeah,
So like,
Cam Newton, low life.
come on, man.
Shannon Sharp, sued by a white woman. Nick Cannon, 1,000 kids. Uh, um,
I keep trying to get caught up, man.
Paul Pierce, Trick. See, that's what I'm saying. She's bounced around to all these. I think she's deliberately avoided the men who would question some of the stuff she's saying. She's going to these lame simps. And you're right, do business. She walks in and they're looking at her from a physical standpoint. They're not listening to what she's saying.
Yeah.
And this
I already know I
Torre
was
guy,
right.
yeah, this Torre guy, he may have went a place that she's not used to men going, and she didn't like that. And he's probably not there for. He's a married man. He's not thinking about her other than what she brings talking. And there was a incident with her. What I felt she looked at him and probably didn't think that he was being respectful enough. Enough.
Well, I mean, that's just not a good thing for a man to be cackling with a woman like that. You probably should have just shut the show down.
Well, she was doing all the cackling.
That's what I'm saying. I would have just cut it off. Like, man, just cut her mic off or something. You messing up the show now. But
Well, she was down there and they got it out and it's other things. And they said people are piling on. I haven't seen all of the podcasts. They see a bunch of podcasts and she went on the Breakfast Club, which is unique, to be able to, she should just be happy with that. I mean, 4 million followers, all of these appearances, books, seminars. But see, my thing on that, once again, for me, what are these people trying to accomplish? She's 43. When you start talking about married women, there ain't gonna be a whole lot of married women at these seminars.
Well,
She's 43, and you go look at her page. You can go look at what she's doing. You do have to wonder what's the point. Now I get
that
it, I get why she's doing it, but I'm saying who's it really helping?
that's not. There is no other point but the one point. I'm talking about dealing strictly with this particular chick. If we just focusing on Cheyenne Bryant, there's nothing. Because you even got white women that charge you like $40, and that
Okay.
just may be just for the whole consultation.
Yeah, but if you
It
go
may
if
not even be for the hour. You see what I'm saying?
okay, you do. You got all types of people on YouTube. Some of them actually have credentials who, if you contact them, they'll set up an appointment and Zoom or whatever you do, that you pay
Mhm.
them, and that's how they do their business.
Right, but see, but you're not looking at them based on their look. You see, that's the difference with certain individuals that do this kind of work. You directly looking at their credentials, so you don't even care what they look like. But when it come to Miss Bryant or Dr. Bryant or whatever, yeah, man, dudes, she can just get up and go walk to grab something. Dudes be like, yeah, I'm glad I came to this interview. That's all it is. 50 Cent talking about it. He trying to smack. That's it. And it's unfortunate because she may be trying to really get into this kind of work, but it is what it is, man. She's gonna get judged a lot based on her looks. So
Yep. Well, I don't know. And and you make a good point. The black community, we're very superficial. They are like that. You know, they've been engineered to be like that. And so you just see a continuation of the same thing over and over again. And I wish somebody who knew this woman who uh, kept up with her, because I'd like to know what she says at her seminars. And I can imagine, see, I'm just guessing that a bunch of women, mostly single, um, the women come out on the stage and they declare themselves proud and independent. And maybe one of them, it might be 5 women, one of them is married, the other one is single or divorced. And they come out and they tell the women, don't settle. Sis, believe in yourself. Mr. Right is around the corner. Just believe. They give them scriptures. They hire some men in great shape to walk up and down the stairs to assist in case of problems. They say little slick things about the men. The women laugh. You know, and so basically you get entertained, and then after that you go back to the same problems. So what, I don't understand it. That's what I'm saying. You go back to a empty bed, a empty house. You go back to dealing with Pookie and Ray Ray. And
mm,
like I said, they paint the picture that you can get yourself a Michael B. Jordan, and we all know that's not going to happen.
yeah,
You got a better chance. They got a better chance of getting themselves a Charleston White than a Michael B. Jordan. That's probably what they'll wind up with. And you don't need to read books to get that. You just don't.
yeah. I mean, I get it, man. And you can't blame them. You know what I'm saying? So you can't blame the chicks for that, man.
No, she can help though. I mean, if you're gonna do it, you need to help people.
Yeah, I'm sure she has done
And I
that.
think that they said she trademarked Dr. Bryant. If she's not a doctor, and I don't know what she is, I have no idea. She should just get rid. She don't really need to call herself that. I mean,
It's too
I'm just
late
saying.
now.
Well,
It's
yeah,
too late
but
now.
I'm saying though, she's already got a hell of a following.
Yeah, it's too late.
And once again, does she want to cross over into mainstream America? Because if that's what she's doing, the competition is going to be a little bit more tougher. No, I'm saying you have a lot of people. You got a lot of professional people retired.
Hmm.
They have achieved all of these accolades, and they have all these professional titles and licenses, and they're on social media and they're retired, or
Right.
they're still doing a practice right now. They got their own offices. When you cross over to mainstream America, that's where you're talking. That's where your conversation is.
Well, like I said, I don't. It don't really matter her net worth, but she still can be successful in the black community by doing that. So, uh, got a lot of followers. You said 4 million. Yeah, she can do that. But I'll give you a prime example. Dr. Phil Valentine, right? I think he's out of New York or something.
Uh-huh.
But he's one of those dudes, write books, give lectures, very knowledgeable person. But
Uh-huh.
the only reason to get away with the doctor title is because of the environment that he's in. Ain't nobody gonna question it. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. They
You
just
know
gonna
what
sit there and listen to him.
I got you. I've never questioned him. I never looked at Phil Valentine as a doctor.
You're not supposed to because he's not.
And he's a little bit over. I don't, when you start getting into his stuff, that's going down the rabbit hole, bro.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But my point is he has follow. Yeah, I'm with you. But he
And
got followers. You see what I'm
I'm
saying?
good on that. I don't go that deep, bro.
A
He
little
can
bit
have
too
that.
deep, right?
That's
Yeah.
way too deep for me. Way too
Yeah.
deep. I
That's my
mean, yeah,
point.
yeah, brother, I've heard his stuff uh off and
I got you.
on, but no. When I go to the YouTube, do I look? Fuck no. It's down the rabbit hole. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. I just want to, have my thoughts and whatever, like that. But no, I don't want to go way down. He starts getting into the metaphysical and all of
Man,
that shit.
nobody
I'm
want to
like,
hear
no.
that shit today, man.
Well, some
Yeah.
people are into that.
I know. But yeah.
I don't think you can use that though. I don't think Phil Valentine's stuff has a legitimate. Well, has you can't use it in real time. It's good that you feel things and feel a certain kind of way,
Hmm.
but now you have to be able to use the information you get. You got to be able to apply it.
Right.
That's why
Right.
I just don't have time for that. Black people will never have wings,
Right.
and talking to a flower pot is not going to make anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, spitting gin out, talking about waking up the ancestors, uh,
Insane, man.
libations and shit like that. Libations. Yeah, if I'm listening to a speaker and he's doing libations, I'm going to another video.
But that's my point, man. It's so many people that use the doctor title, man, for whatever reasons. And it only means this person just knows that's it. That's all it is, man. That's why, in the medical world, sometimes they'll say medical doctor and all that, but so I don't think she should get the backlash for that. I think that's not cool. Just let the woman do her thing, man.
Yeah, but you can't do that if you have people. If people buy your product and you're saying you have certain licenses and that's not true, those people have a right to demand your product back. They have a refund. That's why you can't list yourself like that. Now you say something like Dr. Dre, you're not doing medical work. You're doing rapping.
That's what I'm trying to
It's
tell
just
you.
the name. No, no, no. But nobody with a medical problem, a legitimate issue, is going to Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? He's not a real doctor, and that's the whole thing. If she's doing it like that, but she's open that she's not, that's different. But some people think that she's position it like she really is. And like
Nah.
I said, as long as you stay if you stay in the recesses of the internet You can make money, but when you start coming up to the top for a YouTuber, Jennifer Hudson, that's a good look. For a black YouTuber, that's a good look. You start to rise into the real world. So you're going to attract other people. So yeah, people are going to come in a little bit more critical and they're going to want to know what are your credentials.
That's what I'm saying, man. Based on what she's talking about, I don't even think it matters, man. I mean, because even a dentist, you can label a dentist as a doctor, but they're just only dealing with the mouth and the teeth or whatever. They could be labeled as, a doctor, but it really don't even matter. That's my point. It's like she just hustling.
Yeah, but see,
She
you
done
keep
built up
saying
a,
that
a
like that's not,
following.
no, that's not about hustling though.
That's what it is, man. Because that's how she making her money. So
Okay, well then
if that's how she make her
you
money, then
well
hey,
then, but you don't have a problem with most of her people, believe it or not, are black women.
okay,
You're saying you don't have a problem. She just hustling. Well, you got to
yeah, man.
understand that they're coming to her with legitimate issues, though. Do business. They're not going to her thinking that it's about hustling. Thinking, okay, this person can help me with my problems.
Well, I understand that, but that's my point. So she shouldn't. Well, she gonna get the back. I wouldn't give her backlash. That's what I'm saying for what she's doing. If she's helping people, then that's cool. If she call herself a doctor, I don't care what she call herself. Some people got to do what they got to do to eat, man. So that's what I'm saying. I agree with that. She ain't gonna manipulate me out of no 350 an hour just to talk to you. Nah, I ain't doing no shit like that. But anybody that does, hey, shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? It's a fair exchange. You pay for consultation, you got it.
Do business. This is very serious. You know,
It
it's
is,
funny how you're so flippant about it. It's very serious for someone who's seeking counsel
yeah.
and an individual who they get the counsel from may or may not be the presentation that they're. That's very serious, man.
But it doesn't matter.
It does matter
No,
because
it
when a
doesn't.
person do business, you could be in the middle of a relationship and you don't have what you feel is the appropriate people you can consult with. You could come on the YouTubes and you can look around and you can see someone and say, "Wait a minute, um, I've heard some of this content. This person, if you go to this link, oh, this person's got a website,
Hmm.
and I can book a session." And you could think about it, and you say, "Well, I really want to go over this because I think this relationship ain't working. So let me talk to this person," and you could pay for that, and then you find out that person, other than the guy at the grocery store, they just giving you an opinion.
But
It's
that's
not a
what you paid for. So if you
no.
got what you paid for,
You
what you
want
tripping for?
you want a professional opinion, brother.
But the person is professional. They just don't listen. If they're coming across as a professional, then you can't. You ain't got no choice but to look at them in the way. They don't necessarily have to have credentials to talk about personal stuff, man. Now, if you're talking about medical stuff, then of course I need to be talking to somebody that's actually a doctor or works in the medical or a dentist or whatever. But if you're talking about me paying somebody to talk to them about a ex-wife or something,
Do you
or
do you know what they
it
talk
don't
about?
matter.
Okay, no. Do you know what they talk about?
What you mean?
Okay, like you said, an ex-wife. Do you know that when you book a
It's
consultation?
private. Yeah, they can't release that
No.
information to no
I'm
one.
saying, but do you know what they talk about?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter, do business, because you're trying to make it seem like it's shooting the shit. When you book that consultation, you got to get to the point. Now, yeah, if you pay it, look,
That's
if
why they
you
booked the consultation
no,
to
wait,
talk to
yeah,
this
hang on.
person.
They make brother, I'm telling you this. A lot of those people have a lot already booked. They have a lot on their plate. Look,
Hmm.
we going under the assumption the people who are doing it are legitimate professionals. We're going under that assumption. I'm not gonna get into YouTube stuff. I get it. You know, I get people just come on YouTube, and next thing you know, they've been on YouTube a week and they got 15. Give me $300 an hour. You know, I know that. So I'm
Yeah.
saying we're going under the assumption that the person is legitimate. Okay, you can book a call with them, but they're going to keep you on track. They're there trying to help you. They'll take a little bit of small talk, but they want to focus on why you called. You can't
Right.
just call them and talk. And oh, well, I just want to talk. I want to get this off my mind.
I mean, I understand that,
Nah, it
but
don't work that way.
okay, so
And then they have other calls already booked. So they're going to have to say, let's solve this problem. But now you say, okay, I'm calling, and then I'm calling, and then you done spent $1,200, and then
right.
you on the internet talking about she took advantage of you. I came in there to call, and I spent, oh, she helped me with my problem. Well, you ain't talk about nothing. You
Right.
came in here, you bitched about your ex-wife for 4 hours.
Hmm.
We was trying to solve the problem. You just wanted to bitch. Well, here,
But
I
that's
called
not what
him,
I'm talking
but
about,
he
Black.
ain't helped me. Man, you know how they do, bruh.
That's not what I'm talking about. I was using, and that's a good, example too. But I was using that as an example. It doesn't matter what you want to talk to them about. If you chose this person and you paid this person, then it is what it is, And like I said, as long as they give you what you're looking for,
No.
then the credentials don't matter
It
because of
do
the topics, man.
do
That's what I'm
business.
saying.
That is absurd what you said, do business. Do business. You gotta have
Somebody
a
can pay
do
you to
business.
talk to
Do
you,
business.
Platinum. They can do the same thing to
Hold
you.
on. Well, they should do that. They should, but I
Now
don't
look at that.
you don't see anything up
Yes.
here saying that I'm accredited or anything. What I'm
You don't
saying is
have to be. That's what.
I just okay, then they have nothing to complain about. Okay, now do business. In order for you to drive a truck, right? You got a CDL. Now do business. What if I say, hey, do business. Check it out. That run you finna make to Jackson, go ahead. I'm gonna do that for you, man. I gotta go down to Jackson anyhow. And you say, well, you don't have a CDL. What the fuck? Why do I need a CDL? I can drive. You know I can drive a truck. Yeah, but you need to have a CDL. Man, see, that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. Well, I'm gonna drive the truck, man, because I can drive the truck. Well, but you don't have a
Well,
CDL. Hold up,
that
hold up. You don't have one.
that's
So it would be a bad okay. And then the company say, well, we need a load taken. And you say, okay, I'll take it. They say, well, where's your CDL?
right.
Well, I don't need a CDL because I've been doing I was driving before him. Well, why don't you have a CDL? Man, forget that. I don't need one. You know what I'm saying? You can't it don't work that
That's
way. You
totally different
it's the
than
same thing, do business.
no, it's not. No, because if you're talking about driving a truck, I mean, you're in traffic. So I mean, yeah,
A person's
and you're driving
relationship
a
is
machine. Like, yeah, you need to have some credentials for
advising
this.
someone on a relationship is a life or death situation.
Oh my god.
Bad advice can result in a horrific they can make a lot of bad decisions.
So you saying that you got to talk? So if you want to talk about personal stuff, the person has to have credentials for that. That's what you're saying.
To some degree, unless they upfront tell you they don't. See, that's different. They say if you go and look at all these guys, because these guys they play with that. They play with that. You got guys out here talking about right now, I'm not practicing in my field of study. See, that's right there a disclaimer. They're not qualified. They just wrote it like that. They're not qualified, but they'll give you advice on their field of study. That's a hustle. If someone you get a relationship person, a life coach, and they
Okay,
say
I got a
if
good
they say
example.
if they say I cannot give out advice, uh, this is just an opinion. This is just my phone call. I am not a licensed counselor. All this advice um, is you accept that this is just my opinion, uh, and that's it. And you sign out because you got to sign, click all of that. You click that, well, then you know what you can't then turn around and complain that you can't
Yeah,
get.
that's on some crazy stuff right there.
That is
Somebody,
what they say. Do business.
well, like I said, I don't know what that's about.
I know
That's crazy.
what that's about is that they can't give you advice because they're not a licensed
Well,
doctor.
I'm saying if you willingly pay for it and then complain after, that doesn't make any sense
Well, they a lot
because
of
you
them are
willingly
going to do that.
pay for the shit. Well, okay, I got another example for you. So, would you say the same thing for a pastor, right? A pastor can give themselves a doctor title as well, and also
Okay.
it's plenty of people that talk to pastors about personal stuff. So the pastor ain't
Yeah,
got
but
no credentials.
okay. Yeah. Well,
They just talking to him because he a preacher, right?
actually they do have credentials.
What kind of they?
You have to
Okay,
have a license to preach.
yeah, you do. Okay, people do gotta go to whatever they call it school.
Well, you
But what
should.
about the ones that
Theo-
don't?
you should go to theology school. You should.
Okay, but what about the pastors that don't have the
What
credentials and they
about?
just? I'm saying it's plenty of them out there that's giving people counseling service and they just, a hustling preacher.
Well,
They
they
ain't got
should
no
be shut
credentials.
down. If they're doing that, they should be shut down. But
Why is that?
there's a conversation in the religious sector. They talk about because you're supposed to be called to preach. You're supposed to be called. You heard God.
I'm
You
saying,
stopped.
but if that's what that
You
person wants
you
to
heard
do,
you heard the voice of God. You stopped doing what you're doing. You got called into the ministry, which means you changed. You live your life without all of the things that you were into. You've changed, right? You're a different man now, and you're trying to
hmm
spread the word.
right?
That's a calling. Going to school, you should go. That's not a calling. And see, that's what you got to understand with a lot of people.
But you're
They
not
look at
understanding what I'm saying,
no,
platinum.
they look at that as you went to school, you was never called to preach. Your grandmama saw
But you
you.
don't have that. That's what I'm trying to
You do have
platinum.
to be called do business.
No, you do not.
Yes, you do.
I
You
can
can
go to the internet, right, and you can too, and we can pay to become an ordained minister. Though we can just
okay,
pay for the shit.
and okay, and people need to know we paid for it.
My point is, it really doesn't matter if we pay. That's my point.
It
If a
does
man wants to be a
matter.
pastor, no,
A lot of people, a
listen.
lot of people don't want the word they don't want to. They do not want to hear ministry by somebody who went to the internet and paid for a license. They want to
Platinum.
call. No, they want to call, and you got to get called to preach.
My point is,
You got
you
people
don't.
that you got people right now. They were getting ready to commit a crime,
hmm
and just so happened, um, they got out the car when everybody got caught, and they have a come to Jesus moment, and they change their life,
Right.
and they go into ministry, and they tell the people what happened,
So
and
what's
they
wrong with
say
that?
that's a calling. That people want to be pastored and delivered the word by someone who was called to preach. If I say I was on the internet and I saw it was you could get a license for $100, so I filled it out and now I'm preaching. See, that
Nah,
ain't a
I ain't
person
saying.
that's called. That's not a person that's called.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying if the person wants to do that, right, and that is their calling, okay, they can pay for it. And if they chose not to pay for it, they also can, what I'm saying, start their own little ministry or whatever, or just like Dr. Bryant is doing, they can start their own little. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When it comes to that kind of stuff, you don't have to have credentials for that. You
You
don't have to
do.
have it, man,
Well, why? Okay, well, why they keep asking her about it?
because that's the way she came across. That was her fault. But in reality, you don't need all of that, man. If you helping people and you have a following and people know you, what's the problem, man? It sounds like somebody hating.
Do business. Do
That's what it
business.
sounds like to me.
Do business. You think a
Because
lot
put
of
yourself in that position,
hold on,
Platinum.
you
What if
think a
that was
lot of
you?
well, I wouldn't mask myself up with all of those have you seen what she said? Life coach, all of that stuff. I wouldn't say all of that.
Man, you don't need no degree to be no life coach, man.
But that ain't the reason. It's the doctor part that people have an issue with.
And they
And
shouldn't.
another hold up, and it's called competition. Do business.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
ignoring that. People are saying she can't come in this field and just walk in here claiming to be this stuff. People say, "Hey, I went 5 years of medical school. I'm a doctor. I earned my degree." People shouldn't be able to just walk in here talking about their doctors unless they are. And when people say you're claiming it, okay, show us. You produced that, man. You show it. There you go. Here go my credentials right here. If you say you just someone who has opinions, then you put that on from a legal standpoint, you put that on your page. If you click this button to get this consultation, you realize these are just my opinions. In no way, shape, or form, and I saying I am an expert in any licensed uh, uh, professional delivery of this message. That's a legal waiver. So that person came right then. So you're right. You paid the 350. He gave you his advice. You
Yeah.
listen, you either put it or not. But you
Right.
cannot say that, and the people think that that person is a doctor, and they're listening to a doctor, and they're going by what they believe a doctor is doing, and they put that in action, and then it don't work, and they feel like, they listen, but it didn't work, and they feel it, and then they find out you're not a doctor, they're going to be upset.
Well, you're talking about misleading, and you know what, Platinum? Some people will feel that way. You're right. Some people will feel like they're misled, but that's because they don't know what the word doctor stands for, or or a different term for doctor, or a different definition. They just don't understand. It's just a title. That's all that it is, man.
No, it's a profession.
That is that too, but it's also a
No, it's
title.
not. No, it's not. It's profession. You earn it.
All
And
right.
and
I'm not saying that you
we live in
that you.
we live in
All
a
right.
society that's really flippant and disrespectful toward education. It's real disrespect, but it's a title. You earn it. You don't dub yourself a doctor
Yes, you
just
can.
just because your grandmama say so. That don't make you a doctor.
If that's what you want to call
And
yourself,
that's
you
the
can
same.
do that.
And that's the same thing with pastors. A pastor, he gets a calling and he becomes a pastor. And he's a good pastor. And he can talk people from the Bible. He can counsel people based on the Bible.
Hmm.
Then you got another pastor, his grandmama saw him and said, "You look like your uncle, a pastor. He's just a little boy." And she said, "Don't he look like his uncle, a pastor? You're going to be a pastor." That's not a calling. You grow up and become a pastor, and they say, "Okay, you're a pastor, but you didn't have a calling." So you just doing it's like a job. It's like you're boring, your delivery's terrible.
Mm,
You can't preach the word because
right.
nobody can receive what you preach. And then they say, well, you got to be called. And then there's another person come in and they preach the word fine. They may not have the professional accolades.
Oh,
They
so
may not
just
have
because
the
he's not
professional.
entertaining, so okay, so he got to be a big
Well,
time
he's
pastor,
not
huh? With the
able
big mega
to.
church. That's what you're saying,
No,
right?
well, he's
Got
not
you.
able to do what the others do. That's what I mean.
Yeah, yeah,
So you see the difference. One guy might say, "I never went to theology school. I'm a
right.
minister." His sermons, you love them. Your family loves them. He's able to convey his message. The other guy, he's been to two of them. He's got 2 degrees in theology.
Oh,
He
man.
knows all the faiths, and he gives his message. He's boring. There you don't feel nothing from him. You see what I'm saying? So one's professional, but they're not good at what they do. One is not professional, but they're good at what they do.
That's what
But
I'm saying.
you do not hold up. You do not have to claim. But the other pastor who didn't go to school, he ain't got to sit there and tell people he graduated anywhere. He can say, "I got called to preach."
Well,
You
you're
don't
right
have to
about
come
that.
here. You don't have to come here and listen to me.
You're right about that. You don't have to. Don't present yourself like that if you don't have the
And that's what they
no
going.
disagreement.
And,
But
and she's got to accept there's competition. You see what I'm saying? People see her, and there's a limited amount of people to get that money from. So she's going to be. She got to understand it's called competition. Your competition might be the one stirring this pot about your credentials. And they saw it's like sharks, blood in the water. They saw that there was some uncertainty, or and they're going to take that. They're going to take it.
well,
4 million followers on Instagram. You know how
it,
many people wish they had that type of uh uh follower, those types of follow. You don't even need to do nothing. You don't even need no 4 million. You just need to. You got a book. All you need is 20,000 people. You can get that out of 4 million. You're gonna make money,
man.
man, for the rest of your life. There's a lot
Yeah,
of competition out there. That's what I'm saying. And I see her going on these piss poor podcasts. Cam Newton and Shannon Sharp, right? And what do you expect to happen?
yeah, yeah.
She doesn't carry herself like a Dr. Phil or a Dr. Oz. And she can.
Well, she don't have to. She ain't
No,
got to do that.
that's why she's catching all this flack. She needs to. She should. She got to
Nah,
let the ghetto
man.
go. Look, Cheyenne, leave it alone. You do all your yachts, you know, you go to the fancy parties, live your life. You gotta let the ghetto go. Let it go. You don't even
Nah.
need that little money. Let that go. You need you somebody coming up, some young person. You need to go ahead and groom them so they can take over all these 25 and 21, all those phone calls from the young ladies. You don't
Yeah.
even need that. Now you're 40 in your 40s, you got to manifest into what you're meant to be. And this is
Yeah.
a part of the process. No, Dr. Cheyenne, this is part of the process. I know you, and you know. See, I don't have to tell her that. This was meant to happen. So
yeah.
how you gonna respond to it? Or how you gonna respond?
She
Now
stepped into it.
The Torre thing, that was a bad. I have no idea why you did that.
Right. That's what I'm saying, man. She stepped into it,
ah,
a lot- and then a
ah.
lot of, and also she talked about her personal life on the it was either Cam Newton or the Shannon Sharp. One of them. I was like, man, you're doing
Paul
too much now.
Paul Pierce.
You're doing too much. So yeah, she gonna have to,
Look, and
once you put yourself to the public, man, that's it. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
shout out to Mr. David for the $2 holler. We appreciate it, man. If it's $2, that's a foreign currency, whatever it is. We appreciate it, man. Do business ain't smart, can't comprehend the issue. And he said that about 30 minutes ago. We got to it. We don't necessarily agree with that. Like, share, support, man. Like the
I mean,
stream, man.
he should
Support
have
the
just came on the
platform.
panel, man. Because it ain't nothing. This ain't got nothing to do with me being smart about this. It ain't got nothing to do with me, bro. I don't know everything. I'm giving an opinion. I'm based on what I see. So for him to say, like, man, some of y'all just need to get on the panel and just explain yourself a little better, man. Appreciate the little $2 you sent though. Could have sent a little more than that.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. €2. I got you, man. I got you.
A little 50 cent,
They'll convert it.
Yeah.
You know what? When you're on the VPNs, they do that. When you be on the VPN and you forget and you say in Germany and you on YouTube, you try to do a catch because you forgot. It'll be in whatever I don't know the German currency. I don't know what they call it. But if you're in a foreign land and you go to donate, it's going to give the money in that foreign land's currency. So
Oh
whatever
yeah,
that
it's
is.
all good. Yeah, yeah. I'm just joking with the dude, but on the real though, play like I just came on the panel, man, just so because like I said, we all have our opinions, man, but I'm not cool with attacking someone. That's just what I don't do personally. I can see right through the big picture because they even gave the lead attorney, sent some pushback because some people were saying that he may not be a real attorney or his license expired
Well,
years ago. Can't stop the man from making money on YouTube, dog. Gotta let the man do a thing, man.
that's up to you, man. It ain't money. And lawyers are expensive.
Think
Lawyers
about how
are
many
very,
people pay him.
no,
You
no.
see?
Lawyers are very expensive. So if you can find a lawyer and to get a general understanding of the law and that before you go to a lawyer, so that some people will do that. You know, some people will do it. I don't know. I saw some stuff on Corey Holcomb. I have no idea what's going on with the lead attorney, but
They're gonna
those
come at you, man.
what you say?
I said they're gonna come at you. Not you, but
Oh,
like when you put yourself out there like that, dog,
oh,
that's a
no,
wrap.
I don't think it's a lot of lawyers on YouTube though.
Yeah.
See, this is what the problem with YouTube is. And they're not just for any individual people. People come on YouTube every day. There's a guy right now starting a podcast today. By the end of June, he's going to have 40,000 followers. He'll be able to put up a money, opportunities for money. Yeah, it happens every day. People go viral and people start a channel one day and within 30 days they have a ridiculous amount. But what they also are competition. So when you're on here and you're doing something like advertising a service or a product, well, yeah, the competition is going to come at you because they look at their product as better. They just look at what they do is better than you. So if you have flaws, if there's stuff going on and there's flaws in what you're doing, they're going to bring that up. So they're questioning her credentials. Black people, and it's really sort of wild, but black people are now and they should have been doing this. They should always question credentials.
Well, like
But
I said,
I'm trying to say, what are you trying to get from her? Because she's a motivational speaker
I
and a
just
life
told you
coach.
that, Platinum. I
No,
already
no, no,
told
no.
you.
You talking about calling her on some you pretty shit. What
That's
nigga
the
gonna do
only
that?
reason.
Ain't nobody gonna call that woman on no shit. First of all, that's the wrong woman to even talk to like that.
No, I'm saying based on her looks. Like,
You gotta
listen, man.
she gotta see you.
Well,
She
I mean,
gotta like you. That woman ain't gonna respond to no thirsty nigga calling her, paying
well, I mean, of
$300
course. I
talking about
mean,
you pretty. She don't care about no shit like that.
nah. That's not what. If you doing that, then you lame for doing that. I'm saying she been on the Shannon Sharp, Cam Newton, and anybody like you said, Paul Pierce. She's trying to put herself in an environment around these dudes so she can get snatched up. Don't ever take that off the table neither. But based on
They ain't
her
gonna do that.
popularity,
None of them gonna do it with her.
they probably won't. But she's trying to get. I know that for sure. She's trying
Those
to get
guys
snatched
don't
up.
like women like that. She talks too much.
She might get snatched
Well,
up by
let's
someone.
accept no. Nick Cannon, Shannon Sharp, Paul Pierce, um, Cam Newton. They like bimbos. They like a bimbo. They don't like a sophisticated professional woman. They like a bimbo. They like a chick who wakes up in the morning and fixing her cleavage and fixing her hair. They don't like no professional woman. They don't want no woman saying, I got a appointment in Denver.
Mm,
I got to make the flight.
that's
They
interesting.
don't like women like that. They want a bimbo. They want a woman that needs them too. They
Mm.
don't want woman that they can manipulate with their money.
So she might
That's
be
what I'm
too
saying.
much for a lot of dudes. That was you saying.
She too much for them.
Mm. Damn, that's interesting.
Yeah, they want a broke chick. They can hang a baby off the chick, and they smash on her for a while, and then they slaw her out a couple of times, and then they find them a new one. But no, they don't want no educated professional woman. That ain't even
Yeah.
what. That's not even the way they live. They don't even live there. Them dudes are. Look, that's what they are. What they are. I'm gonna leave it at that.
The thotties won again, huh? Yeah.
The thought
I
is
mean,
going.
you might
The
be
dudes
right though.
are thirsty. It's too many thirsty dudes, man.
Damn, that's heavy.
It's too
Damn.
many thirsty dudes who don't want to accept that they thirsty. Because I said that. I said, man, I seen the NBA players. I go to the strip club. I see a guy playing for an NBA team. I said, man, what are you doing here? And my whole point is you're rich. You could go to Ace of Spades. You can go to Miami. You could go to Houston. You sitting up in here tricking out money on these locals and you rich. I
Mm.
thought the whole point was getting out of the ghetto. You comfortable in the ghetto. That's what I'm saying. So even though you got the money, you know you don't fit in nowhere. Like you know you a nigga, don't you? You rich,
Damn,
you know
bro.
you a nigga. You got to stay right here in the ghetto with the broke. Well, I'm broke. You got to stay right here in the ghetto with my broke ass, right? And I'm like, yo, man, if I had the money you had, I wouldn't be here. And I'm talking about the hole in the wall strip clubs
You
where you could buy. They'll sell you house liquor 3 for $10.
yeah.
Three, and they pour half the damn gin bottle in the liquor. You know, like the damn thing be 90% liquor, so you can't go home. You wind up throwing up in the bathroom. They throw you in the back of your car. You go to sleep. You wake up the
Yeah.
next morning about 12. And the dudes tell you, yo, man, you was drunk, man. We threw you in your car. We took your keys and just locked you in the car. We had to go.
We
You
let,
wake up to an empty parking lot, and cats,
man,
and a hangover. You be like, damn. And you
and
be
you
like,
got
I
all
ordered,
this money.
I
Yeah.
ordered
Right,
the,
I got
I
you.
ordered the drinks. I didn't know y'all gonna put half the bottle in the drinks.
And you could be somewhere else. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. You ain't even got to
And they
be dealing with
do.
that.
They do. That's the crazy thing. If you go to the rooftop parties, they put hardly no liquor. You're right. You can buy 5 or 6 drinks. They don't put no liquor in it. But you go to the hood, man, them nigga put the whole bottle in it. You be like, damn.
Oh man, it's crazy, man. That's true
Life is
though.
free, man. Nia, if you know Cheyenne, hit the link. Who's that? Yeah, hit the link. That's Angela. That's
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to hear what females are saying about
well,
this
they
chick,
deal with
man.
her. That's my thing. They deal with her. They know her a lot more than we do. That's my interest
Yeah, it
because I'm
would
trying
be.
to find out what's going on. Is it hate? Is it hatred of her? Is it because she's blowing up and now all of her colleagues or all of her, when you talk about the Kendra G's and you talk about all the other women who are
Mm.
the She-Ras, all these other women, is there an anger toward her? Because she certainly surpassed them by leaps and bounds. Is that why all this stuff is coming up? It's never come up before. You
Yeah, I
know,
think it's a little hate. That's me.
Breakfast Club, you think they just hating on her?
Yeah, I think that's what it is because you know people pick and choose who they like all the time. So I can see right through it, man.
Well, what you think women are intimidated by Cheyenne?
Some women, a lot of women,
Nah,
some
nah.
women. I'm telling you, man.
She's
And then,
not an attractive woman, man. They're not gonna be intimidated by her.
well, I mean, she out there like that, so she can get into certain rooms. So yeah, man, a lot of women gonna hate that.
You
And
think
she got
so?
that pretty little peanut
I
butter.
don't
Yeah,
think I
boy.
don't think I don't think women are intimidated by her because she's old. She really ain't holding no ass. Um, Now she got a big mouth on her. We saw that with Tori. But the thing about Tori, she dressed down. She dressed Tori down. But what black woman? I'm being for real. What black woman really feeling Tori? I'm
I mean, I
serious.
ain't trying to
Have you
answer all
seen
that.
Tori? Tori is his hair looked like he put his hands in an electrical socket.
Yeah, I don't know, but
You that go look at it again. Yeah, he Torre is a boring black. Yeah, black. Look, I ain't got no problem with Torre, but black women don't fuck with dudes like Torre. And she
yeah,
went off on him, bro. She went off on Torre, and he stayed
yeah, you
composed.
can't be
Again,
doing that.
hats off to that brother. He stayed composed. He stayed composed. But no, she was wrong to do what she did. I don't know why she wanted to dress. I don't know. You probably got to hear the whole thing. But
Mm,
then again, she got to understand. See, that's once again, Torre is an intellectual brother. See, you got to understand. She's used to dealing with the Nick Cannons, the what's the guy Ray J, the Ray J's, the Nick Cannons, the Ray J's. She's used to dealing with the Cams. These
hmm.
are very simple men. The 50 cents, simplistic men. They're surface dwellers. They can't go down the rabbit hole. Torre can go down the rabbit hole. And that's where she got mad because he started calling her out. And then she basically was trying to call the
What?
man gay.
What?
Question his yeah, because he can do the deep dive in a 50. He's a very surface guy. These are stupid niggas. And that's basically who she's been talking to. And they present no challenge to her.
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. They got another chick that was doing the same thing. Now I don't even know if she got credentials, and I think she in Atlanta, but she from Cali. But she be talking to the same people: Nick Cannon, Cam, Shaq, whatever. She just like Cheyenne Bryant, just another female that be talking about relationships, and man, it's so many of them.
And none
And
of those dudes,
I'm probably. They probably ain't got no credentials.
And none of those dudes, all these dudes she talking to, none of them dudes married. All them dudes tricks and simps. None of them
That's what I'm
dudes got
telling
no
you, man.
game. None of them. None of them got no game. And she sitting up there talking to them, and she's 43 and she's single, and she's doing a woman seminar. What do you want? So the women are women are gonna be happy being single. And then you know what they do behind a lot of those things. I'm not saying I don't know what she does, but when you see those women seminars, they
Hmm.
always come in later on with
Yeah.
that woman's night. What do they call that? It's a name for it. They come in where they do all of the sex toys and all of that for the women. They'll turn around. It's a name for it. They'll come in right behind that and they'll say, we got a special so and so.
Yep.
And they're gonna come here and they'll be talking about this rose and this toy. And if you use this toy and then this type of toy, and don't feel ashamed and buy this. That's what I'm saying. It's a hustle. So if you're a female and you struggling with your man or men, and you go here and you listen to these women and they single, and then you let these women gas you up to hang around for the toy and buy you a toy, you're a fool. You take that toy and say, get this shit out of my motherfucking face. If I wanted to use this, I wouldn't be listening to y'all ass.
That's the game.
Yeah, you don't let nobody run a hustle on you. Oh, we know y'all struggling, but it's okay. Huh, check these toys out.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
do that, man. That's
See
why.
that?
That's why women need men. Women need men so much because when you don't have a man, you fall for this bullshit.
Mm,
You need a man so much because a man gonna protect you from that. He gonna say, "Don't buy that bullshit."
right.
So you ready to go? Oh, I'm waiting because they having a show. He looking there and said, "What y'all talking? What is y'all selling? What? No, you don't need that. Say, hey, we ain't together, but you don't need no shit. Look, come on, bring your ass on. You don't need no shit like that. Fuck wrong with these people? What
Well, I
y'all
mean,
doing in here? Y'all don't need that. You
unfortunately,
don't need that. You gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. You don't need that. Yeah,
man,
but they're gonna be in there pushing it. He gonna buy this rose and buy this right here. And it turns out they ain't really trying to help women. They really just running a sex toy hustle. That's the hustle.
yeah, they be having what they call it, exotica or some shit. Yeah, man. Like,
Yeah, they always have somebody. I forgot it's a name for it. It's always somebody.
yeah,
Brother, I'm
man.
telling you, I'm talking about 15 years ago, when I would have I'd be at the job, the women were always talking about woman symposiums. And they always would say, and so gonna be there. And it was like the woman who sell the toys, and she got discounts. And she's coming in from Atlanta, and she's got the stuff. It's not on the shelves now. You got to check it out. And I used to look at them and say, y'all gonna hang around for that? They, yeah. I'd be like, man, y'all sort of, yeah. I'd be like, I see why y'all ain't got no niggas, man. Look, y'all playing with toys. But that's the game. If you weak, you're gonna get played by it. What kind of shit would it be if Dr. Phil had a man's seminar, 300, 500 men showed up, and he was
Mhm.
talking about being masculine, and then all of a sudden, Dr. Phil pushes out a table of pocket pussies and tell the men, buy you one of these. You know what I'm saying? The men would say, what? That ain't why we're here. We want to deal with women. Well, no, this is half off. It's half off. What are you guys doing?
Right.
Buy you a pocket pussy.
It's gonna help you in the bedroom.
Yeah, come on, man. That's what I same thing with the women. Come on, don't do that, man. If they want to buy one, yeah, but don't do it here. The men are coming here trying to embrace their masculinity. Don't do that. And that's what I'm saying for the women. I'm saying the same thing. Don't fall for that. Like the stream, man. Support the platform. We got the join link posted, man. We'll take your thoughts. I was trying to get someone who's actually listened to Cheyenne, who's grown with her. What do you think about her being questioned? Do you think it's because they're jealous? Or do you think it's a legitimate concern? And what have you done? Did you buy a book by her? And someone said the female Derek Jackson. They keep saying, Kevin, they say she's pandering. Is she? I haven't been to a seminar. They say she's the one that always blames the woman. I mean, always blames the man. That's what Derek Jackson did. It didn't matter what the it didn't matter. It was always the man's fault. And that was called pandering. He was pandering to black women. Now she's bigger than Derek Jackson. Has she been pandering? I wouldn't know. You guys would know. You actually go to the seminars. Do they sell things after? Do they come in with the night stuff and prey
Yeah.
on your just normal human desires? Do they take advantage of you?
Yeah, that's what they do. Platinum. Yeah.
They do?
Of course. That's exactly what's going on. So uh, it's entertaining to some to go to them little, meetings or whatever. So, like I said, you can see right through it, man. What people are doing. Like I said, if you genuine with it, then that's cool. But psh, as long as you paying for something, man, people gonna hustle your ass. Dog.
And you know what, he telling you the truth. Isn't that something though? Our innocence, our youth, right? We can't be innocent and young because someone's gonna take advantage of us. Somebody's gonna bump our head. And it's really like that. Now, you would think things are changed for the better. It's like we going backwards in time. Somebody's gonna bump your head, man. They really just trying to sell those toys.
Yeah,
Get you to spend about $200 on you some toys, give you a lot of gobbledygook about relationships and sis, live your best life
yeah.
and don't settle and then sell you it's a hustle.
Continue to be confused. Yeah, because I mean, we can joke around, but like I said, these topics y'all be doing, it be on some serious stuff if you really want to look at it. But I just try not to be so serious about everything. But yeah, man, that all in the nutshell, platinum. People got to eat, bro. So they gonna do what they got to
Yeah,
do to
but they
eat.
can't eat off you though, brother.
Well, that's true. Like, don't hustle me, but somebody gonna get eventually. Somebody gonna fall for it. So
Would you want to go to a men's conference where they said we're embracing our masculinity, we're standing strong, we're changing, we're not going to be governed by our earthly desires, we're done with strip clubs, we deserve the best, and we're going to make sure we're the best,
mhm,
and then they turn around after that and bring out a bunch of sex dolls and stuff and say
yeah,
you can get these half off.
right.
Wouldn't that be sort of hypocritical?
Like the 21. I ain't saying they do that, but like the 21 Studios or something. Like yeah, for example, yeah, a bunch of dudes sitting in the room together talking about whatever, and then like you said, they come out with some sex stuff or some
Doll,
books
dolls,
or,
yeah, toys,
or anything. Yeah, nah, I'm good, bro.
magazine, Playboys.
Yeah, I'm good. Y'all didn't let the world break you down that bad. Nah, dog.
Yeah, you got to understand that that's the game, man.
Yeah,
You got to stop falling for it. You got to understand also, as someone who's very, 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 very familiar with the adult industry, very quite more than you think. Um, that's a hustle. That ain't what you think it is. I know it's presented a certain kind of way. That's about money. That is not about what you think it is. And hey, I want to do that. You can do it, but you got to make them some money. If you think you can do it and you can, you know, there's other ways to get in it. But what I'm saying, it's about money. And when the consumers don't understand, it's just about making money.
yeah,
That's all it's about. It's not about the
that's it.
man and not about the man and the woman liking each other. It's not about the man and the woman enjoying what they did. It's about money.
That's it, bro.
Giving them something that the people will continue to pay for.
Yep. All in a nutshell, man. It's messed up, man. Because like I said, some of these individuals ain't trying to help no one. They may come across like that, but they ain't trying to help no one, man. They just looking for that notification. $100, 350, 10,000, whatever they charge. So yeah,
Um,
you on point, man. You on point with this
I
one, bro.
got you, man. But mask off, man. I don't know who she is. Do I think she's being treated unfair? I don't know. I haven't made up my mind. I don't know. Um, I don't think I don't think what she says is going to net a woman a husband. I don't. I think that the women don't know what they want. I think the women will go to her seminars talking about the good guy, the nice guy. And I'm not talking about these YouTube lame incels. I'm talking about a legitimate nice guy. They'll go in saying that's what they want. They'll go in there saying that, but that ain't what they want. And they'll try to figure out why they don't like guys. They don't. Torre would be a classic example. You saw her tearing the Torre. She don't like intellectual brothers. She don't like brothers who are not obsessed with women and consumed with sex. She don't even like guys like that. She likes thirst buckets. 50 Cent, Cam Newton. She likes a thirsty nigga. Nick Cannon. She likes thirst buckets. That's what she likes. And you got to understand, women know they can manipulate those types of men. When a woman knows she got your nose open, she knows she can do whatever the fuck she want to you.
There you go. That my nigga. That's it. That's it. Telling you, man. This shit is real, dog.
Sound like she got your nose open, do business.
Nah, I just respect the game. You know, I respect the hustle. I
Ain't
understand
nobody
what
gonna
she doing.
call that woman for no 350. Are you out your fucking? I wish I would call that woman.
Man, she probably charged more than that. About an
I
hour,
wouldn't give her
man.
2 cents. I wouldn't give her a dime.
Yeah, me neither, my nigga. Like
Yeah,
she
she
ain't,
ain't
you
my
know,
type, man. I don't like.
I don't need no counselor, you know. I'll take a picture with her or something, you know, and put it on my Instagram with.
Yeah, Raymond Houston says, "If I'm broke, I don't deserve box." Well, that's up to you, man. You know,
But see,
that's up to
that's
you.
the women that convinced him to think like that. That's not him
That
talking.
sound like
That's the
men
female.
talk. That's how men talk.
Nah, some dudes have psychologically, you know, accepted that. That's a female that put that in his head.
You don't let nobody talk you off your position, man. You
Yeah,
deserve
man.
to live your life to the fullest every day of your life. And you don't need no money to smash. But you got to understand it's a competitive game out there. People lie on people, people stab people in the back, and you got to be ready for that. But you
Yeah.
need to be out, you need to be involved and out.
That's the ultimate trick right there, dog. Yeah. Yeah, you
As
ain't got to
far as
brag about it.
Cheyenne, yeah, so women who do that, all of these long discussions, women who do all this talking and stuff, those are not the type of women I want to smash.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I hear that. Yeah, you definitely want you that's why I said it was interesting when you said that dudes can't handle sophisticated women. It may be some truth to that. It seriously, man. It may be too much to deal with because it's like, damn, you still my woman, right? You ain't at work and when we at the house. So I still need you to be my woman. I don't need you to try to dominate me and shit. I'm not your employee, you know.
Hmm. But in my experience, women like Cheyenne, they don't talk to their man the same way they talk to their clients or they talk to those women. They're a different person. That's just like you say, a presentation. They deal with their men. They now not these simps, right? Okay, not the simps, the Cams and the Shannon. Okay, she gonna talk to them like that. Maybe you know what? What a lot of guys just don't, and a lot of dudes don't understand it because a lot of dudes they trick so hard, they buy so much box. Everything in their world is done by money or
Yeah.
about money. They don't understand that women actually there are men they really like who don't have to give them anything. And those men don't have to deal with their attitude. Now, what they do to other men, they do. But if you'll notice, those men will watch. because they never see that side of her. They'll sit there next to her and see her chewing you out, but she ain't never chewed him out. He don't know what to say. He's like, "How you take that?" I've worked with women and know their husbands, boyfriends, and they tell me how their wife is an asshole, but not to them.
Mm.
And they laugh about it. Like, man, she be on y'all ass, don't it? Yeah, man, your wife don't play, man. She do. He said, man, yeah, I wish she would. He said, my wife don't act like that around me. That's how she do y'all. He said, I know how she do her job, man. He said, she be on y'all motherfuckers. He said, no, and then he say, hey, I couldn't work with her. He said, I don't even know how y'all take it. And here she come. You could be cool. And there's a lot of times you're cooler with him than her. You work with her, but you way cooler with her man. And he'll be sitting up there talking, and you'll see her hop in the car, and she'll be in the passenger side. She might say hello or some shit, and you'll be
Mm.
talking to him, and y'all be talking about something, and she don't say nothing, like hurry up and go, nothing. And you be like, damn, she don't be like that at work at the job. She be running niggas off. She be on motherfuckers, but and then you think because you know him, you get a pass. She ain't gonna give you no pass. You come to work the next day, she right back. I was just saying you experience and then you be knowing. You said, well, they don't do that to the men they sleep with. They do that to niggas, who think in a fantasy world. That's why I'm saying all this stuff, man. You ain't got to do that.
Yeah, I see the homie in the chat room. He kind of got it bad. It's like, yeah, man. I mean that is true. A lot of dudes gonna spend money on women, but you don't necessarily have to live like that. It's the women that make dudes do that. So when you say you gonna pay, because I've said that before, but that I only said that because you dealing with certain females, but some women like Platinum said you ain't got to do all that, man. And then if that's the woman you're trying to be with, you shouldn't have to do all that in the first place. If I got to pay you for your attention, it's like you don't really want my attention. You want the money, so I might as well just give you the money and just leave because that's what you want anyway. So now you don't want to be one of them kind of dudes.
Well, it just depends on what you want, man. It comes down to that. And all this money stuff, you don't really need no money. That's the ghetto. That's the hood. You don't need no money, man. You don't need no money. And I think that's what it takes for a lot of men. You need to go out here and smash a couple of chicks. All you did was got her off the muscle. You met her, you talked to her, y'all came back to the room, you smashed a couple of times. She got up the next morning. She got to go to work. She gave you her information and she left. And then you talk to her later on. She wanted to do it again.
Right.
She's got to work. And a lot of guys got to go through that because they haven't been through that. What they've been doing is tricking. They've been giving these women $200, $300, going on the date, offering them money. They're always offering them money. And then when the women get tired of them, the women dog them out, and then they get mad. That guy, what's his name? What is that guy? Larry Wells. That guy's already giving a woman something. He's giving a new woman like $200,000
Who is
to
that?
be the guy who got played. Uh, the guy who gave a woman all that money and she still cheated on him. The
Larry
The
Wells.
dude had the Russian woman. Larry Wells. He had the Russian chick. That dude's got him a new girl, and he's paying her bills. And
You
that's
see
what
that
I'm
you
saying.
ain't talking about the workout dude. Let me look him
Yeah,
up.
the old buff dude, old
Oh, talking
swole
about the
up.
light skinned dude.
Yeah, if that's what you call him. I
Oh
mean, he like
man.
the Carmel to me, but that Larry Wells, the big bodybuilding dude, he got him a German girl. He lost her to a regular dude, and now he's got him another white woman, and he's paying her. And she already told him she gonna still deal with other men, and he
What?
accepts it.
But so it's public that he paying her 200. That's the agreement or something.
Yeah, he's a million. He's worth 20 million.
Wow.
A lot of these dudes will pay anything for these women, man. A lot of these
He
women
must
are
be into that cuckold stuff. Yeah, he into some cuck stuff.
He wanna look he wanna watch another nigga?
Yeah, you got to.
What are you
If you
looking
cool with
at,
her,
though? Yeah, but what you okay, what is if a man films his wife being plowed by another man, what is he looking at?
now someone. I mean, some dudes actually like to see their women
Uh-huh. What is
penetrated. Like
okay,
it's like watching
okay,
in person porn or something.
what is he looking at?
Well, from my opinion, the dude that want to see it live, he just it's like voyeurism or something. Like he just want to see it right there in
Okay.
front of his face or
Okay,
something.
you take a man, he's with a woman, she can get naked, lay on the couch, do all types of stuff. He takes a film, he takes a camera, his phone, he videotapes his woman doing whatever he wants her to do. I'm asking you again, if a man wants to see another man sleep with his woman, what is he looking at?
I mean, like I said, because every man is different. But what
No, they're
just to
not.
answer your
If they're
question,
doing that, they pretty much just say, what is he wants? Okay, he can see her naked anytime. What he wants to invite to Puff Daddy, he invites a man into the relationship, his relationship. He's filming. What is he looking at?
I don't know.
He's
But I'm
looking at
just
the dude. Look, he's looking at the dude. What he's trying to do when dudes are like that, a lot of them dudes gay. They just use the woman to try to take that stigma of homosexuality out of the picture.
I mean
If a
that
man
could be true.
no, if a man wants to watch another man plow out his wife, he wants to look at that man's penis. That is the entire reason he's dealing with that other man. He's a homosexual man. He's just repressed. That's what I'm telling you. Ain't nothing player about it. Ain't nothing cool about it. If you want another man to plow out your woman, why? Why? Because you want to look at the man. You can look at the woman anytime.
But we don't always know that. That's what I'm saying. So what about the dudes that's in be running trains on chicks? What would you say about them?
Together, same room.
Yeah, they just trying to smash.
Oh yeah, I want them gay dudes.
So two dudes having sex with a woman at the same time.
If they
Or they
touching
taking turns or whatever.
if they touching each other's legs, touching each other's
And I'm
back,
saying, what if they ain't doing none of that? What if they just smashing the chick?
well then they really don't need to be in the same room. Then they could wait a turn. If I'm smashing a chick and another dude comes in the room and he pulls his pants off, if I stay, I'm a homosexual.
Platinum,
Why would I want to see another man nude while I'm doing that?
do you know how many times people do like group sex? Man, it ain't always like that, bro.
That's a
I know what you're
homosexual
saying though,
man. That's a homosexual man,
but it
do
ain't
business.
always the case, man. Depending on the environment, it just
No, do business. That man is just he's not dealing with the truth about him.
well,
He
I
can live
understand.
whatever fantasy world he wants. Look at me, do business. First of all, don't nobody do that.
What you mean?
That's some porn stuff. Do business. When it's a woman, she wants to sleep with multiple men. Men take their turns. Not
Right.
nobody go in there
That's my
all
point. That's what I'm
together.
saying. It's
No, no,
people
no.
that's
I'm
gonna do it.
saying you might come in next or you might come in last, but don't nobody do that. Ain't nobody gonna sit up there and go into the same room and
I don't know what you're
he's
talking about, Plat.
and took
I
his
don't know what
clothes
you're
off
talking
and
about.
you looking at the nigga and you moving out the way and the nigga elbow on yours and the nigga thigh on yours and nigga on your back. Come on, bro. Come on. You might as well come on out, man. Stop
Platinum.
bullshit.
What I'm trying to tell you is they got so many places like this is it's ridiculous, bro. Some people are gonna have group sex. I just know how to look at things like
Yeah.
for what it is. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying because that is true with some guys. With some people, it depends on the mentality of the person. Some people like to watch it live and get off to it, or then, like I said, people go to swingers clubs,
I'm gonna ask you
group
again,
sex.
what is he watching?
I don't know.
I
I
know what
can't
he
answer that.
that's your woman. You can videotape, take pictures anytime she cool with it. You want to without a dude. You telling me that he wants a dude to come in. Why? You're telling me, well, it's about the woman. No, it's not. It's about the dude.
Well, he can't stop the woman though, because she's participating. So what is the man supposed to do? Like some men, they
You
fold.
move on,
That
move
that's
on.
what we would do. I'm saying, but the dudes that's in that situation, they fold.
No, I wouldn't fold.
Me neither. But that's
There's
I'm
no
telling
way
you,
I would sit up. I would not sit up with a woman and say, I'm cool with you getting smashed by another dude.
man, people do that stuff all the time,
I
man.
wouldn't. But how about this? I don't want to see it. I
Then
want you to be there.
right,
I want you to
right.
be there. You want me to wear? I want you to be there. I want you to see me. Like, bitch, you done lost your motherfucking
Yeah,
mind. I don't want
I'm
to
with
see
you
you.
on that. I'm just telling you
Why would I want to
that,
see
that
that?
people. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right about that. But I mean,
Yeah.
I ain't surprised by nothing, Platinum. I'm telling you, man. I ain't surprised by nothing what people do. They got nude beaches. I mean, what you gonna do?
You can't, you know what? If you get excited, you get kicked off the beach. You know that, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, man, you ain't finna see me doing that, man. That's crazy in itself when you think about it.
That's
A bunch
fine.
of
It's
people
just
walking around. Come on, man.
swingers and stuff. That's a departure from what the
Yeah,
normal traditional relationship is. But yeah, you don't have to be support anything like that, man.
yeah, yeah. You ain't
And if
gotta
you
do it.
like, I'm gonna tell you something, you're a dude, you like watching your woman get plowed out, you need to deal with you need to come on out of the closet, brother. Cause you why would another man what you looking at? You looking at that dude. And I would make that statement about the dudes who look at a lot of porn. If you look at a lot of porn, you might be gay. You just don't want to deal with it. I'm serious. If you look at a lot of what you looking at, what you think you're looking at,
I mean,
huh?
yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it, this stuff is out there so much, man. Some people just consume with it, man. Seriously,
Okay.
man. It's a part of their daily routine, unfortunately. I understand what you're saying though, when you think about it, but it's some people just got that power plat. They just have the power to influence all kinds of ways. So
Yeah,
I ain't no disagreements over here.
so should black people shut up? They don't talk about Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz. Should black people shut up about her? I ain't heard
Well,
nobody talk about no Dr. Phil or Dr. Oz. I ain't never heard no black person say, do they have credentials? Are they qualified? I only see them going after Cheyenne Bryant with that.
I honestly, on the real though, I'm because I ain't trying to defend the woman. I'm just saying I don't understand why people got a problem with her. I just don't understand it because it's so many people that's doing. Why y'all picking on this one? If you're gonna come after her, you need to come after everyone. So I don't really see nothing wrong with what she's doing. Honestly, man, it is she found a way to make some money, lots of it. She trying to get into certain rooms with certain people. I don't blame you. When you're hungry, you got to eat. So you better do something.
You ain't
So
got no problem with that?
what you mean? Talking about her hustling or doing her
Yeah.
thing?
What you call hustling?
Nah, I ain't got no problem with it.
I
Get your
don't know
paper.
about that, man. I don't know about that.
If they paying for it, that's on
Yeah,
them.
they paying for a service though. Is she providing them a service? Do business. You cannot, unless you tell people, you cannot just go and say, "Hey, call my line." I'm just gonna lie to you, tell you what you want to hear,
Yeah.
and I'll take the $200. That's fraud. You would have to let them know that's what you're doing. You can't
Nah, man.
say that under the banner that you're a doctor. You can't say that. If you're not, you're not. You can't say I'm a licensed therapist. I can help you with all your issues, and then you're not.
Well, I mean, she would have to be taken to court for that. But other than that, she's still gonna use that title. But like I said, it would be wrong to just pick on her when you got hundreds of other people doing the same thing. So I
Like
don't
who?
know, man. I don't know all these people, but I know a few of them. Or have did research on a few of them. Yeah, they ain't got no credentials. You think you psychiatry? Nah, man. They just somebody you can talk to for a fee. That's it.
Well, Cheyenne is up there, and she's mostly black entertainment, but she's at a crossroads, man. She's at a crossroads. People said, "Why aren't you married?" She is 43. People do question that. Is that stuff you talking going to work? And why do you keep going around these stupid athletes? Those are not good depictions of men. Why are you going around these stupid, dusty athletes with a bunch of baby mamas? They don't know their asshole from their elbow. Why are you talking to these people, Cheyenne? Nick Cannon can't help you with anything. He's a complete moron. You do have to look at that, though, man. You just have to look at that. You got to tell the truth. Mask off.
I
Once you
mean, you
take
gotta
the mask,
respect it, man. You gotta
no.
respect. Just think about it. Like if she found a way, because even brother Polite was doing the same thing. I seen him on a movie. I said, "Damn, go nigga Polite." This nigga was on a movie based on his popularity from being a motivational speaker. So and he was doing the same thing, hustling people, talking about real estate, all of that.
That's
Didn't need
crazy,
no
man.
credentials for that. Man, there's so many people that do it, bro.
No,
Nah,
no,
I mean,
no, no.
unfortunately, he
No,
got
no,
locked
I'm
up.
saying that's crazy. That he did what he did too. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it.
That's what I'm saying. All of that led up to that, which is crazy. But that's people that be thinking that they can just do what they want to do. So that's when we got a system that's gonna put you right back in check. Can't do that. So if the police ain't saying nothing to the chick, then obviously she ain't doing nothing
When
wrong.
when when Polite get out, you think his YouTube gonna bump, his social media gonna bump?
I don't know. I don't know about him. He
Now
got
it's some
the
black
conscious
people.
community probably.
It's some black people who'll be like he did his time.
No, nobody. That's a bad one right there.
Well, he'll be out. What he been? What he got about 8, 9 years?
I don't know. I think he got like 7. I think they gave him 7 years.
Well, he'll be out. He'll come back to the tubes. We'll see what people do.
Yeah, that nigga's retarded, man. They had all that paper and just messed it up. Yeah, man.
Well, he wasn't used. Well, you're right. He's a criminal, and what he did was a violation, and he should be sued. I hope, and they probably are. They probably don't. They ain't no rush. They're gonna take whatever he ever his future earnings are going to be removed. And it's when you think about it, he met a woman, and the woman said and I read it. You need to go read it yourself. I'm not even going to repeat what was said.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, I mean, you got a lot of sick people out here, man. That's what I've been trying to tell these guys, man. Are you ready for a relationship? If you single, no kids, and you over 40, are you ready to date a woman who has kids? And do you even understand the whole concept of kids? A lot of dudes don't. A lot
yeah,
of dudes don't understand how that changes your life, that slows you up.
yeah,
They think they're gonna be able to do the same thing. You're not gonna be able to do it, man.
yeah, man. Because shit, we doing it now. I mean, ain't no telling how many people we affected with some knowledge. So, but I don't expect nobody to pay me for it. You'll never see me do that.
Mm.
If I'm
You
giving somebody some knowledge, shit, I'm genuine. You ain't gotta pay me nothing.
you don't owe me nothing, man.
Nothing. Now, you want to buy me some tickets to the game or something? I take them. But other than that, you ain't gotta pay me nothing. Shit.
Talking about the Knicks. Talking about the Knicks game.
Anybody? Yeah,
You better get
football,
no.
whatever, man.
Do you know how much those tickets cost to go to those playoff seats? Them tickets are expensive, man.
I bet you they are. Especially on front row seats.
Come out thousands of dollars each,
Yeah,
and people are paying them.
it's crazy, man.
He said dating is not for men over 30. You should have leveled up by then. Okay. You agree with that, you business?
No, I don't agree with that because
What
you
if you
still got people that get divorced after
mm-hmm.
past 30. So what are you talking about?
What if you divorced?
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't have to necessarily be married because you passed 30 or in a relationship. Because how you gonna get to know someone if you don't date? And some people just be well, we'll be on the internet for 7 hours dealing with these people. Your life is not everybody's life, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
these people are insane sometimes, man. What you gonna do? Make me get married because I'm past 30? Nah.
Especially black people,
Yeah.
especially ghetto black people. They really
Right.
have some ghetto black people have some severe opinions and views when it comes to dating. It's like still on the plantation. White community is
Yeah.
not governed like that. It's black people who are like that.
Yeah, I see them in the chat room saying Dr. Shan is just a liar. Like I said, man, I mean, it's we talking about her because she public, just like anybody else to go public. But man, nah, dog. If I seen the woman shit, I'm gonna just go on by my business. But that's one of them talking chicks. She'll talk you out of some money. Nah, but nice to meet you. You
Well, she
gotta
don't
stay
talk
away
me
from
out.
them.
I don't know how she would talk me out of money. I wouldn't give her any
I'm just
money.
joking, man. I'm just saying she got the gift
First
of
of all,
gab.
she's just not attractive, man. She old
Yeah,
and she ain't got no ass. So I wouldn't waste my time with her. I'd be cool with her.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
this is exactly the type of woman you say, "Excuse me," and you ask the woman across from her, in front of her, to dance.
Oh man, that's crazy, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you, Plat. I tapped that up one time. I ain't gonna lie
You
to
can
you.
have it, brother.
I wouldn't mind tapping
I
that.
got no problem
But
with her, man. She doing her best and all that. I mean, she should do that. But
yeah,
I'm not gonna sit up here and lie and say that attraction or something has something to do with her. I give her that she's a smart and a very successful woman. I give her
mm,
that. But I would also caution her about dealing with the low class. I'm like, why do you like these thugs? I would. 50 and oh, why you keep going around like these thug Negroes? They don't speak for black people. 50 Cent is a dirt bag, a Nick Cannon, piece of trash. It's like you keep going around these dudes like they somehow are symbolic of black men. They're not at all, not even close.
yeah, she trying to get paid, man. So if you're trying to get paid, you got to go around people that got the money you're looking for. So that's all it is. That's all it is.
And this Yoli Cole says black men in their sexual lust. All men struggle with lust. That's biblical. That's biblical. That goes back to the days of the Bible. Lust is a strong emotion, and you have to keep it under check. People get destroyed because of lust.
Oh yeah, they talking about what I just said. Yeah, nah, I was just being honest, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's okay to lust after someone, but you ain't got to go crazy. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, it'll hurt you in the long run.
Yeah, that's right. If you don't control it, but it's okay to be attracted to someone. That's all I was telling that person that said that.
Mhm.
That's all.
Well, social media is certainly taking advantage of lust because if I go on X, I ain't gonna see nothing but half naked women. If I go on Insta, half naked women. So social media certainly have taken advantage of men and their weakness for lust.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, man. You're right.
the wages of sin is death. You're right. But we finna go ahead and shut this down. Do business. We appreciate you, brother. It's been a minute,
No
man.
doubt,
You
man.
came up here, man, and chopped it up. It's been a while. Do business.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I was glad to see you live, man. I wish
Okay.
somebody else would have came up here too.
Well, I mean, that's cool. Look, but don't be a stranger. Do business. All right.
I play. All right,
All right,
bro.
man. And we finna go ahead and shut this down, man. We appreciate you guys. We want to make that point about Cheyenne Bryant. We don't know what was going on. We're still trying to figure it out. To some degree, we're still trying to figure it out. Unless you guys do the research on your own. But she's risen. She's bigger than well, she her Instagram's bigger than a lot of people. She's got 4 million followers. She's been in a relationship game, I think, since 2020 or something like that, 2018. She's very successful. Her name now she's putting herself in the hemisphere of Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil. I never looked at her that way, but I do take a second look at what they're saying. Why don't you Negroes criticize Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz? You're right. You're right. You're right. If you're going to criticize her, you're right. Now, I don't think that she's the same thing. I don't. I mean, she can think she's the same thing. I don't think she's the same. I don't. I don't think she's a Dr. Phil or Dr. Oz, but you do have to take a second look at that. Like, share, support, man. If you can, reach down there and hit the like. We're rounding the curve. It's Sunday. We got Memorial Day tomorrow. Sit back, man. Enjoy yourself, man. We about to get into June, man. All of the summer parties. Now's the time. You got a whole week. Get yourself together. Get yourself in shape. I'm trying to figure this thing out about Cheyenne Bryant. I don't know. I don't know.